Weekday mornings from 10 to 11. It's time for Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. The first hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. Connor producing. We're Sports Time. We're with you for the next 3 hours. A lot to get into this afternoon as we'll continue to talk the NFL as the draft is behind us, but that doesn't mean the offseason has stopped moving. A lot of movement still left with free agency around the corner. We've got some news in terms of Summer League, different things like that, so we'll discuss that. Baseball news out there. You might be wondering why Landon's not there. He has taken the day off to get through
it all together.
The firing of the Mets skipper. We'll talk a lot about that. Major League Baseball, a lot going on this weekend around Major League Baseball. Football news, both NFL and college to discuss. So a lot to get into over these next 3 hours. But Brett, how are you this afternoon?
Doing great, Bryant. Great to be with you and Connor, and great to be here on this last Friday of the first half of the year.
That's crazy.
The 26th Friday of the year. Yeah. 26 more to go after today.
Wow. Hard to believe. I think, yesterday when we had the realization that it was exactly halfway until Christmas on June 25th, I think I've said that to like 5 people since we got done with the show.
Blows everybody's minds.
It's like, hey, it's weird. We're at the halfway mark to Christmas. And so now to next day, it's the wrap up of the first half of the year. It's
I think in number of days, we're at 48%.
Wow.
Completed.
Interesting.
There's that site that's dedicated to that.
Yes.
And I follow that.
Well, hey, you got to keep up with how much we've progressed through the year, I guess. So, no, it's wild. This first half of the year has flown by, and which I guess is good and bad in a lot of ways. The good news is soon we'll be in, I guess, after today, next time we'll talk, we'll be in July, and we'll, be
next Wednesday.
Sure, next Wednesday. But next week we'll be in July, and, we'll be talking about Media Days right around the corner.
Media Days the next week for the Big 12.
Holy cow, so even better. It will be
Fireworks City coming out of there too.
Yeah, no kidding. That's gonna be very, very wild. So getting closer and closer to the football season, and I know that makes everybody really happy to start thinking about.
I feel that way because my 2 favorite sports, really the next half of the year, it's when it's the most captivating. It's most all of the college football season, and it's the best part of baseball. Really, baseball. Connor and I were talking about this earlier. His team, the Southsiders, our team, the Cardinals. Yeah. I wouldn't say full leaking oil right now, but at about the halfway point for them, showing signs of some of the magic starting to dissipate a little bit. All those narrow wins and fortunate things. They had baseball season at that long March. It smokes out the pretenders.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
But in the fall, from here on, we only crown one champion of things we really talk about.
Yeah,
that'll be baseball. We crowned college football, crowned the Super Bowl, crowned college basketball, crowned 3 of the 4 majors in golf.
That's true. Yeah,
we crowned Stanley Cup, crowned NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, we really don't decide any titles except for one from my favorite sport in my favorite half of the year.
That's right. But but everything's going on in that half of the month. The beauty of the start of the year. I mean, it's not as good as the championship, but it's close to it. Getting it started, it's pretty good.
It sure is. And for the Mets, and Landon will be back with us on Tuesday for the Mets with Carlos Mendoza. After you get the vote of confidence, after you get, oh no, we're not thinking about making a move. We trust him. You got to do something after that.
Yeah.
You got to get around 500. And when you're 13 under and 34 and 47 at exactly the halfway mark, they made the move with a $380 million payroll.
Yeah, and that's what's really hurting them is how much money that everybody knows is going into this roster. It's no secret they've not tried to hide the amount of money that they're willing to pay on a roster and the amount of money that they have already paid for a roster. And so on top of just, hey, the struggles, and some of it has been injury, some of it's just been the team's not very good. But when you put all of that together, something had to happen, and we know no matter where the root issue of it, the manager is the first one to go every single time. I know
can't fire Juan Soto.
No,
and there's really no reason to. He's had an okay first half. Okay.
Yeah, no, he has, and he's battled some injuries and different things this first half of the season. But I know there's a story over on I think The Athletic, kind of saying this isn't on Carlos Mendoza, this is on David Stearns. But obviously, you got to fire the manager, and
Stearns is next.
Yeah, no, it feels like it, and it feels like
Steve Cohen, not the congressman, is not firing himself.
No, definitely
he's not handing back the deed to that team.
And so, I think a lot of people trying to maybe point to the higher ups and say, hey, maybe this is a different issue than the manager. But we know in every sport, it doesn't matter what it is, that line of firing, it starts with the coach, and then it kind of moves into the front office.
Goes downhill, doesn't
it sure does, but it always starts
flows downhill
with the coach, and we saw that today with Carlos Mendoza.
It does, and the Mets right now in New York, in the old newspaper days, look how many are ahead of them.
Yeah.
Well, the Yankees are always ahead of them. I think the Yankees most are always ahead of everybody. But okay, right now in the euphoria of the Knicks winning it, I'll yield to that. NFL's with two teams, even as bad as the Jets are, they are in the NFL.
Yep.
For relegation, they may not be, but
well, that's right. But no, they are. I mean, that shield, it does a lot of talking, no matter how good or bad the team is. So
it does, and that's where the Mets are. If there's any conversation about them, it's negative.
No, you're right,
and that gets back to billionaire owner.
It does, and billionaire owner, and the amount of money that's going into this roster. And so, yeah, when
have you heard the hot name?
I have heard the hot name.
How would you feel?
It wouldn't bother me at all. As you know, Brett, I was not a Cardinals fan when he was a part of the Cardinals organization.
He's only my favorite Cardinal ever.
Yeah. Well, but the
hot name is Albert Pujols.
It is, yes. In case you didn't know. I'd be fine with it. I mean, obviously, he's very clearly wants to be a Major League Baseball manager, and very clearly the Cardinals aren't going to be hiring a Major League manager this year or probably next year.
Probably not.
And so,
and if they do, it looks like kind of next in the queue is Yachty.
Sure. And so, he can't wait forever. And so, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I know he was, really wanting the Angels job. Obviously, spent time there as a player. But, I wouldn't. I don't know where he would be on kind of a list of candidates, but if it was announced that he was the manager, I'd be happy for him.
If he gets it and he's successful, then a great late July slow talk sports radio time in a lot of different markets could be this: is he the greatest superstar player to ever become a good manager?
Oh, definitely.
To ever become a good coach? Because many don't, especially in baseball. Usually that great baseball manager is that ragamuffin player, that catcher, that fifth outfielder, that utility player. I don't know why,
but it works out that way sometimes.
Tony La Russa, I bet Tony La Russa didn't have 40 games played at the big league level.
Well, Brett, there's a reason you weren't walking up and down the St. Louis Cardinals clubhouse telling everybody they're going to be a great big league skipper. You're doing it with the Memphis Redbirds. Just for whatever reason, it works out that way.
Yeah, I never. Now, one time I go to St. Louis credentialed, actually, the appearance of working, and first or second generation of phones when the cameras got really popular, and I take Albert sitting over by himself in the dugout, talking to a golf rep, and I snap a picture. And he cut me that look. I thought,
oh, yeah, no, my bad. My bad.
I don't want to get crossways with my favorite player ever.
So safe to say you didn't tell him he was going to be a great big league manager.
No, I didn't say anything to him.
Didn't get to that point.
No, never. And then down in the clubhouse said golf rep has delivered extra long clubs for him And he's taking gigantic swings in the clubhouse, and I'm thinking, boy, don't get too close. They're a little errant.
Yeah, no kidding. This could go bad really, really fast. So, I mean, I just think
second best right-handed batter of all time.
Oh, no kidding. I just think it's a weird time. Obviously, if it was a situation where it looked like, maybe an opening would open up for the Cardinals, or there was any sort of talk of a change, then I'd say, hey, let's hold off on that, and let's do either Yachty or Albert and figure it out. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen, and he's not going to wait around forever. So I'd be fine.
Boy, I cut Tony La Russa way too short. 132 career games played.
Wow. Okay, not bad.
34 is can't miss phenom as an 18-year-old rookie with the Kansas City A's.
Wow. Okay.
After playing high school basketball at Jefferson High School in Tampa,
okay.
His head coach, Coach Dana Kirk.
Is that right?
Coach Dana Kirk's first job out of college.
Wow.
Was head coach at Jefferson High School, and his point guard was Tony La Russa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah.
So that's a very interesting connection there. But we'll see what ultimately happens. And, we'll see. You always kind of hear about that pop that teams get when they make a change at manager. Maybe we see the Mets with some sort of pop.
I can't ever dislike Albert Pujols.
No. It'd be very hard to do.
He delivered. He delivered. Played every day. The return was great.
Yeah.
And I'm at Wrigley, big Monday night game, 6-4, very contentious. La Russa and Dusty Baker barking at each other from dugout to dugout all night. You could feel it.
Yeah.
Late July, jockeying for kind of first place.
Yeah.
Cardinals win that night. Chris Carpenter real good. Next afternoon, Cardinals are down 8-2. Big comeback and win like 11-9.
Yeah.
Pujols 5 for 5, 3 homers at Wrigley, and just missed for a fourth.
Wow.
And me there, I was there the night he knocked out the eye of Big Mac Land.
Yep.
That was against the Cubs.
Yeah, that's right.
I was in 2009, and then those World Series and how he approached it, and just the first class pro he was. No, if he's with the Mets, I want to beat him, but I don't hate him.
No, definitely not. And that would be interesting if he does become the manager there, and a return to St. Louis with him as manager would be interesting.
High hard one.
All right.
You play the sports psychiatrist here.
Jeez. No psychiatrist am I.
Between Lane Kiffin and Albert Pujols, who do I turn on first?
I think I'll plead the fifth on that one. I think we all know the answer to that one. I don't know. I think it'll be hard for you on both of them. I think you're a very nice person.
I want to beat both of them, but I do not detest either one. I will not.
No, you definitely don't. But it'll be interesting now for the Mets. They start a 3-game series at home against the Phillies, and then next week on the road against the Blue Jays. So you talk about that maybe pop you get for that manager change, but that can be hard against the Phillies. And last night, that game for the Cubs, just really, really ugly stuff. It's just, and
that's Cubs, when you've had enough.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of weird because this Cubs team has been one of the weirdest teams in baseball this year. I mean, from the highs to the lows.
I love the roster.
It's great, but to go out and get swept by that team and the type of showings that the Mets had in those games, just not really good. And I don't know if you saw, I know we talked about him, but have you seen the clip? Obviously, we've got Norway playing right now against France in Boston right now. But the Norwegian faithful, they were earlier this week in Chicago. In New York.
All these fans are baseball fanatics.
They're great. But there's a clip that has now become legendary in the 1 week of, again, in New York. And I don't know who it was for the Cubs, hits a home run. And, he's trotting around the bases. Everyone, they kind of go to a couple Mets fans. They're all upset about it. Then they go to the Norwegian fans who are doing like a conga line up and down, like through the aisles. Like they're having a party and a celebration. It's like, no, you're not supposed to be partying at this time. But it was great. So now, obviously, with the firing, that video is going around.
Well, I know the feeling of cheering at the wrong time.
Yes. But they were having a great time.
That's a sport that's foreign to you.
Yes.
Well, you came in bearing gifts today.
I did.
Got me an NFL magazine. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Got Phil Steele for copy for both of us.
Yes, sir.
And now I've got to go to the optometrist.
Yeah,
and get the Hubble telescope ready for
Yeah,
Phil
you got to
Steele.
make sure you're updated on your prescription whenever Phil Steele comes out.
Really weird. It's better a long way away from you than it is up close.
No,
it's weird, isn't it?
It's crazy because it
Tiger
is very
sixth. Come on, Phil.
Tiger sixth in the American. So some interesting things. I do love it. It's kind of the way
UTSA too.
Yeah, it's
Phil.
interesting. Very interesting. But the way that he kind of breaks them down, the Tigers at least, is kind of the way that everyone breaks them down. But I love how kind of Phil Steele does. I don't know the exact sentence that he uses, but it's something along the lines of this. It's either a sentence or a paragraph, and it starts along the lines of Memphis can contend for the American this season, and then it ends with, it's safe to say they'll probably take a step back from last year. It's all right, Phil. Which one is it?
Yeah.
Which one is it? But that's the unknown of this Tigers team with, more than 70 new players on the roster. I mean, it feels safe to say, and Phil still does the unit rankings for the country, but also in the conference. Every single defensive unit, Memphis is either 1 or 2 in the conference. They're top 60, I believe, or top 70 in the country in the defensive unit category. So it's safe to say the defense is going to be pretty good for the Tigers if everything comes together. The questions are on the offensive side of the ball. We'll see how they mesh in the season. It's got to be early because we know that week 0, first game against UNLV.
It's for real. Opening night.
It's really for real. And,
it's for real week 2. It's for real week 3.
That's right. And you just mentioned a handful of weeks that have some really, really big time opponents in it. Obviously with UNLV, Boise State, both those teams looking to win their conference and be in that conversation for the group of 6 spot.
Brian, when I'm really perplexed by something, I try to, the whole explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
For me, it's explain it to me in relation to college football terms.
Yeah.
So that last night for the United States in the World Cup,
right,
that was a spring football game.
Yeah, I saw someone on social media describe it, and I loved it. It was a NFL Week 18 game when you already know you're in the playoffs. I mean, you're just playing nobody. The game doesn't matter at all. Yes, the score itself will go in the record book, and it will say that you lost a game. But at the end of the day,
it's when John Kitna starts.
That's right. It really doesn't matter. And you saw a lot of backups starting last night for the United States. They did put in Christian Pulisic in the second half, and that got everybody fired up. It was like, all right, let's go for it. Let's win this game. And then just some goofy stuff. That last rush from Turkey and
started great, got goofy, started great early, and got weird late.
It got very weird late, and so we'll see what happens. But they already knew they won the group and were advancing, and so now they will play on Wednesday, and we'll see what happens against Bosnia. And
Herzegovina.
That's right. It's playing 2, which will be very, very tough. But I think, and that one won't be late at night. That one, I think,
where
is like
the
7
very
o'clock.
Definition of the term balkanization came from.
That is very true. But it won't be as late of a night for the first game in the knockout stage, which will be great for viewers. But we got a lot to get into this afternoon, so let me set it up before we get to top and not top story of the day. 3:30, Alan Bell from Driving the Line. He'll join us. We'll talk wagering. A lot to get to with Alan. We'll take a look back. We know how much Alan Bell loves college baseball, so we'll take a look back at the College World Series, Oklahoma winning it all earlier this week. We'll also talk some wagering. We'll talk Major League Baseball. We'll get his thoughts on college football, NFL, maybe some preseason, win totals, different things like that. Maybe talk a little draft with Alan as well. We'll do all that at 3:30. 3:45, we'll talk the NBA as the draft is now behind us, so that means free agency. A lot of other things happening. Trades on the way, it sounds like, around the league. And also, we've got some scheduling news for the Memphis Grizzlies in terms of Summer League. 4 o'clock, Bruce Marshall from the Gold Sheet. He'll join us. Talk more wagering with Bruce. We'll talk some World Cup with Bruce Marshall. We'll also get some picks from him, maybe some World Cup plays, definitely Major League Baseball. We'll talk some college football with him as well. 4:30, we'll talk baseballs. Last night, not a lot of baseball action. Only a couple of games. That Cardinals game postponed due to the weather and maybe some fear that tonight's game could be postponed as well against Miami. But we will talk Major League Baseball. We'll certainly talk the Mets and their decision earlier today. 4:45, we'll get to big number of the day. 5 o'clock, we'll talk a lot of different things here, mostly college football, kind of realignment talk as this Protect College Sports Act that is trying to make its way through Congress. One of the big things this week that has come out about it has been this, what does it mean for realignment, and this new amendment that they put in there to maybe stop realignment. So we'll talk about that, what that means for college football, what that means for the Tigers. We might talk some more different things when it comes to college football and Tigers in that segment as well. 5:30, we'll talk about what's trending, and at 5:45, we'll wrap up today's show like we always do with Mo's Crunch Time. Let me remind you, we're in our Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Summer, it's right around the corner. It's time to get those backyards ready for the ultimate pool party. Above ground pools starting at $39.99, installed with in-ground pools starting at $49,999. All in-stock patio furniture is priced to move with 5-piece patio furniture sets starting at $999. Outdoor sectional starting at just $12.99 with a free umbrella and base with select patio furniture sets. While you're out there, don't forget about the hot tubs and the swim spas. Hot tubs starting at $34.99 with swim spas starting at $16,999. Special financing is available, and if you mention this ad, get $200 off any pool or spa purchase. Head out there to Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40.
Happy Friday to everyone. We are Sportstime, live and local and with you until 6 o'clock. Connor Dake is producing. We want you to be a part of our show by texting or calling 901-360-8255. That's the Sissy's Log Cabin text and talk line. All our guests will join us on the Sissy's Log Cabin guest line at 901-360-8255. He's Brian, I'm Brett. We're always live from our Family Leisure Studios where summer has hit and really will hit next week, and you need to cool off by going to Family Leisure out at Whitten Road. This hour of our show brought to you every day by Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Great offers on all 2026 models and always special leasing options. Drive in luxury and confidence knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. You can call them at 901-334-9673, but they invite you to stop by the only Lexus dealership in Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway, and that's where you can put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2026 flagship LS500, and you'll be looking and you'll be driving in style. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design, and they make for the safe luxury driving experience. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
Well, my top story of the day, it is the NBA and the draft being behind us. We got kind of our first look or our first sounds from the Grizzlies rookies yesterday as they met with the media, and sounds like all three of them very excited to be here, very excited to get to work, and I think a lot of the Memphis fans are excited to see Cam Boozer in a Grizzlies jersey, but more importantly in a Grizzlies jersey on the court with Zach Edey. He was asked about it yesterday, about playing with Zach Edey, and he just said, Zach Edey's big. He is a very big person, and he's big for the Grizzlies.
Big.
It really is. And so I know a lot of people really excited about that. We'll get our first look at him and those other rookies during Summer League, or at least of Kareem Lopez in Summer League.
We're getting every rebound next year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the rebounds are going to be there for the taking for the Grizzlies. But around the NBA, we know it's been a super busy week, not only with the draft, but also with the moves that we saw. The two big trades with the Hornets and the Timberwolves, with the Bucks and Miami. And it feels like that's just the start. Now, it doesn't feel like Jaylen Brown could be moved, but it doesn't feel like a bigger name than Giannis could be on the move. We'll see what happens with LeBron James. If he switches teams, that will certainly be much bigger. But the names that could be out there, that could be on the move, you saw the reports yesterday that Kawhi Leonard, there's interest from other teams to maybe go out and get him, and maybe the Clippers open to making a move there. We also had a trade last night, a much smaller trade, but I guess earlier this morning, Isaiah Joe going going to the Pistons from the Thunder. I think that will certainly help the Pistons, give them some more shooting, as that was one thing they really missed last year was shooting from the guard position. So it feels like it's going to be a super busy offseason in the NBA. We've seen a little bit, but that feels like it's just the tip of the iceberg of how wacky this offseason could get.
It sure could, and the Grizzlies are already in better condition than a week ago. Really, hope springs eternal for sure. Top story for me, we wait on the next big NBA trade. Will it be Jaylen Brown? Possibilities out there of Kevin Durant. Young Sabonis, a lot of deals around him. Not a trade, but the future for LeBron James. Ja hardly gets a mention of the big-time trade coverage. He's still that radioactive. There's a lot of different reasons. I think the biggest is the price tag. I think that you have to recognize that, but there are a lot of other things that just makes him all but untouchable. He can sell a lot of shoes. He is Showtime. He's our first ticket seller ever in this market for a big-time superstar-type player, but now he's getting almost no attention, and the return's going to be next to nothing, and everyone knows it.
Not top story of the day.
Well, my not top story of the day, I think I said it either earlier this week or last week, but it feels like every day or every other day we get a news story about Brendan Sorsby after all of the back and forth with him trying to play another season at Texas Tech, to him going to enter the supplemental draft, to the NFL saying, no, you're not. We're not going to have a supplemental draft this year. And now the news that came out earlier this afternoon, the CFL will not allow Brendan Sorsby to join their league
radioactive
this season. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, this might be the most radioactive guy out there.
That's a hazmat suit he has.
Kidding. It is rough. But the statement that the CFL gave to USA Today says, quote, upholding the integrity of the league and ensuring fair competition are paramount to the CFL. The allegations involving Brendan Sorsby are serious and concerning. At this time, the CFL will not register a contract for him, and no team will be permitted to add him to its negotiation list. So scratch out the CFL as a alternative option for Brendan Sorsby, and now the options are getting very, very slim for Sorsby.
Here comes your podcast, though. You ready?
What's that?
Brendan Sorsby. And Johnny Manziel.
Well, no kidding. I mean, they could really make a nice podcast. And I mean, we've talked about it. I mean, this might be the perfect time for DraftKings or FanDuel or Bet365 and one of these big. Hey, you got a lot of time.
Barstool.
I mean, but I'm more saying the gambling books, the sports books. Hey, Brent, you like gambling so much, we'll bring you onto our team and we'll give you a podcast, or we'll put you on all the commercials or something. If I'm one of these sports books, it might be controversial. But, yeah, sports books can already be controversial at times, so I'd buy all the way in on them.
I would, too. And I think that's probably a better avenue for him right now than the NFL or more football.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
My not top story, baseball's manager of the year to the halfway point in the National League, it has to be Donnie Baseball. It's got to be Don Mattingly. He took over a team that had to fire a manager in April. They're now 5 back in the loss column. Loss column's all that matters. 5 back. But red hot since changing managers in April. The crowds in Philly, when the Phillies are winning like they have a lot in that ballpark, that may be the best crowds in baseball.
Yeah. It really is. I mean, it's every night you turn it on, and it is just
waiting for that Harper moment, waiting for that Schwartz moment.
That's right. No, it's been really good, and honestly, across baseball, the attendance has been really, really solid this year. So it's been really fun to see. And speaking of baseball and sports books, and we can bring this up again when we talk baseball, but the news from Passan last night that the Players Association trying to put in the next CBA that player props not allowed on sports books, which I don't mind at all. I think would probably not hurt the game if we did away with the player props. But it feels like a lot more important things to get to for Major League Baseball before the player props are concerned. But let's go ahead and get to our first break of the day. When we return, we're going to talk some wagering. Alan Bell from Driving the Line, he joins us next.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Uncorked flavor, Corky's barbecue. We're cooking it up, down home way. Hickory smoke flavor like the good old days.
Hey y'all, Jimmy Stovall here with Corky's Barbecue. With over 175,000 cars served in our drive-thru, 4,000 online pickup orders, and 1,500 party packs delivered to offices and events every year, Corky's is your trusted go-to barbecue for parties. Our party packs start at just $6.99 per person. You can choose 1, 2, or 3 meat combos, pick your favorite sides, and as you know, Corky's always gives you plenty of food, so you never worry about running out. Whether it's pickup or delivery, we've got you covered. Corky's makes it easy to impress your guests. Visit Corky'sBBQ.com to order for your next gathering today.
Uncorked flavor, Corky's barbecue.
Chris Price here with Metro Builders. If you were anywhere in the Mid-South lately, you felt it. High winds, hail, and storms rolling through hard. And here's the truth. If your roof took a hit, you may not see it yet. Hail and wind damage shingles can compromise your roof, opening the door for water intrusion. And once it gets in, the damage spreads fast. Ceilings, walls, insulation, even mold. That's why the sooner we inspect, the less damage you risk. Right now, Metro Builders has teams all over Memphis performing free inspections, handling same-day repairs, and providing emergency water mitigation services if needed. We'll show you exactly what we see, document everything, and help you take action before a small problem becomes a big one. Don't wait until you see water inside. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717, or book your inspection online at MetroBuildersMemphis.com. That's Metro Builders Memphis. We don't just build, we build world class.
Hey, Mid-South, I've got him on the line. The main man, Jason Marshall at Gossett Hyundai on the Pike. Hey, Jason, what's going on?
Check this out, Randy. 2026 Hyundai Elantra SE, only $198.48 a month. 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE, $269.59 a month. Plus the 2026 Hyundai Palisade SEL, only $331.82 a month.
Plus owner's assurance with America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
And don't forget, Elantra Hybrid, 550 to 594 miles per gallon on a single fill-up. Tucson Hybrid Blue, 521-mile total range. And Palisade SEL boasts total driving range of 619 miles.
Come see me, the main man Marshall, where we're charging forward and charging less at Gossett Hyundai. 1956 Covenant Pike, or visit online at HyundaiGossett.com 24/7.
Elantra TU 196.041, MSRP 24,110. Palisade SEL, stock number TU 106,409, MSRP 44,820. Tucson TH 744,261, MSRP 31,350. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 895 excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with a group credit dealer.com.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. T-Dot's out here assisting with a couple of accidents as it builds now through the Midtown area. As we check it out live, 240 south here at South Parkway. The further south you go of Memphis, there's been quite a bit of radar scattered down through there earlier on 55 through certain parts of DeSoto County. As it builds now, 240 getting on to 385 Billmorris Parkway. It's actually cranking up pretty good, headed out towards the Collierville area. Bridal season is here. Shop local today at Weimer's Jewelry, conveniently located 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Back into Sports Time, Bryant and Brett with you, and we've got to talk some wagering. And joining us now, like he does every single Friday at this time, it's Alan Bell from Driving the Line. Alan, thanks so much for joining us. Plenty to get to, but I do want to go back to earlier this week, Oklahoma getting the job done, winning the College World Series over North Carolina. It took 3 games, but they were able to get it done. What did you make of that win by Oklahoma last week?
Yeah, first off, man, appreciate you guys having me back. And, I mean, what an amazing win for Oklahoma and an amazing season. I mean, 3-4 months ago, we were not talking about a team, and there's been lots of that, through college baseball. And that's what makes it so great, is that you could go on a run. But this Oklahoma team was a top 25 team all year, and they proved it. Once regionals came, they just slayed dragon after dragon, taking teams out. So big shout-out to Oklahoma. They definitely earned it, man. And going 3 games after a big North Carolina winning game 2, that was a massive winning game 3. Shout out to them.
I was surprised after they won game 1 that North Carolina came back and won game 2. And then I thought North Carolina had the momentum, and Oklahoma just pounded them, winning 13-2. But you talk about 3 or 4 months ago, when everybody was at Hoover 2 months ago, nobody gave Oklahoma a chance to win at all.
No, not at all, man. Again, we're not being negative on the team, but win it all, no. I mean, we had our eyes on so many other teams, and look, Oklahoma knocked them all out. They took out Georgia Tech, they took out Georgia, they took out North Carolina. I mean, it's just incredible, man. The run that they went on, it's just bona fide. And now that's 3 national championships all time, I believe, for Oklahoma baseball. Correct. Which is big number, man. That's an impressive number to have.
Yeah, 51, 94, and now 26, And Brian, I looked it up to make sure I was right, because I think if you just just stereotyping, I think you would generalize that Oklahoma State, more historic of a program. Oak State, they've just won it one time ever.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? And college baseball is so interesting with the stats and the facts of who, like North Carolina. I mean, this is 3 times now that they've made it to the national championship game. Twice they made it, back to back. It's just brutal, man, for them. College baseball is the most fascinating sport, just historically. It's just some really interesting numbers.
Well, baseball at any level can be really goofy. We all know you can just blister one, and the center fielder doesn't have to move an inch and a half to catch it easily. And then a bleeder off the fist over the first base bag can clear the bases and start a big inning. But college baseball can even get crazier than that.
Oh yeah, it can, man. Because now and especially with the pitchers, you've got starting pitchers that are coming in the 4th inning, trying to do, because you got elimination games. And like you said, I mean, we saw crazy catches from North Carolina, and then Oklahoma just absolutely. I mean, they're 1 through 9. Literally, we're just getting the bat on the ball over and over and over. And they were hitting oppo, they were hitting, extra base hits. One guy had 10 out of 12. Their bats were just on absolute fire.
And don't strike out. Put the ball in play, because Little League may break out.
100%, man. And we've seen it before. I mean, you just nailed it right there. And we're seeing that in Major League Baseball this year, too. Strikeouts are down and hitting is up, man. Just get the ball in play.
I saw the Cardinals win the 2006 World Series against the Tigers and never hit it out of the infield.
Yeah.
Detroit couldn't do anything.
Hey, you know what? Anything's possible. When you hit a round ball with a round bat, anything can happen.
Yeah,
that's right. No question. Well, speaking of the Cardinals, Major League Baseball, a fun weekend schedule ahead of us. Now, it's kind of up in the air on if the Marlins and Cardinals play tonight. Sounds like some bad weather up in St. Louis. But I'm curious your thoughts on this series. But more importantly, the starting pitcher for tonight for the Marlins, Max Meyer, who has been unbelievable this year in 16 starts, 8-0, a 2.8 ERA. He's already surpassed his inning total from the last 2 seasons. And when he has made starts, The Marlins are 11-4 in games he's started. What have you made of this guy that, we kind of heard about him a couple years ago, this top prospect for him, but it felt like every time they brought him up, he kind of struggled to figure it out, and now, is one of the better young pitchers in baseball.
Yes, he is, man. And and like you said, we've got some weather that's in the area, so we'll see about the game tonight. But yeah, man, like these two teams are fun. Now they don't score a ton of runs necessarily, but they're both teams are better than what we thought coming into the year, right? So
definitely.
yeah, 100%, right? So it's going to be a good, fun series. But you'll probably see some low-scoring games because exactly what you just said. Good young pitching on both sides. And Meyer, man, him surpassing his innings total, over the last 2 years, it goes to show this guy is on it, man. And then being 11-4, yeah, man, results speak for themselves.
There are actual Marlins season ticket holders that don't know that Clayton McCullough is their manager. He's doing a good job.
He really is, I know. And that's so funny, man. The Marlins, remember when they had that streak where it was like they every time they made the playoffs, they won the World Series. Like, they're just the weirdest kind of Major League Baseball team. I'll leave that, but you're right.
They've won it twice and have never won a division.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you talk about weird stats in baseball. There's
no kidding.
But had Jimmy Leland, had Trader Jack McKeon, had some big name managers. Again, Clayton McCullough. You can win a lot of bets on who the Marlin manager is.
100%. That's gonna be the bar bet of the weekend right there.
Yeah,
that's a go-to, isn't it?
That really is. That really is. Some other games I'm curious your thoughts on in Major League Baseball. This game on Apple TV tonight. The Cubs and the Brewers. Another game. Jacob Mizrowski making the start. I assume just bet the unders and take some low scoring pitching props. Let's see. What is the total on that game? The total is
4.
Yeah, really.
2.5.
Of course, my computer wants to act slow now. 7. 7 is the total.
That's a low late June over and under.
It sure is.
Yes,
we know
it is,
the Brewers could possibly win this game 7-8-0 if need be.
Yeah, 100%. Now the good thing is this: you got a flat number of 7, so you get push insurance, right? So if it ends 4-3, either way, whether you take the over, whether you take the under, you can get a push. But like you said, man, with Mizrowski out there and with his body and the way how close he gets to the plate. He's throwing like 119 miles an hour. It's just insane. Yeah, man, that guy, he's just incredible. There's not enough good things to say. And good luck. When you see Major League Baseball hitters, with that look in their eyes of, I don't know what to do with this, we don't see that often.
No. Alan, I was close, so close to my greatest gaming victory ever last Saturday night. I asked Bryant, I don't think did we violate any laws doing this?
I mean, no.
I asked Bryant to put $10 on Curacao for me plus 770. 0-0 tie. I lose my 10. I lose juice. Then a self-imposed late payment fee of $1 to Bryant because I forgot to pay him back early in the week and I wanted to keep my line of good credit open.
Yeah, keep that line of good credit. There you go. Hey, keep the payments going. Keep the bid going. No, that was tough. And that's what's so tough about betting soccer is that you don't get those push insurances, man. Like 0-0 loss. You know what I mean? So, yeah, tough one there. But,
the fans celebrated like they won, though.
Yeah,
I'm in the middle of the big celebration. I text Brian and go, does that count as a win or a loss or a push? He said, L.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. But, yeah, to the fans, that was a huge – that basically was a win, 100%.
Al, I told this story on Monday. I want to tell you, I just know nothing about the rules. Had a great time. So fun. One of the great sports trips in my life. I was texting you from it as well. You knew I was enjoying it. And I leave the stadium and I looked at a guy that it looked like he knew less about it than I did. Yeah. And I just looked at him and went, that's football.
He probably looked at it. He's like, that's my best friend right now. This guy gets me. This guy understands me.
He absolutely gets it. No, I'm glad he had a blast up there in Kansas City. Alan, before we let you go, we've talked about a couple of these Major League Baseball games tonight. Is there anything you like tonight in Major League Baseball?
Yeah. I like the over in 2 games. Now, again, check your weather across the country.
It's shaky.
Yeah, it is. It really is. But you get the Phillies and the Mets. I think you're going to get some runs in that one. I believe the over-under is 8.5 right now as we speak. I like the over there. And then another 8.5, the A's and the Angels. I think both of these teams are going to get the bats going. I like the over 8.5 as well. But, yeah, check your weather. Those two should be all right, especially the A's and the Angels would be good there. But, yeah, especially in the Midwest, keep an eye there because you're definitely going to see some rainstorms popping up all weekend.
I know you love him, and we do too, and we were pulling for him. I've never seen anybody that looks more miserable than Tony Vitello.
Oh, I'm telling you, I know, right? I know.
I think he'd walk home.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such an interesting thing, like viewing it, you know, and it's like, you know, you're like, he's going to be back in college at some point, man. It's just wild out there.
Yeah, no, it is. It's hard to watch, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any easier with the Braves.
Him and Devers, that wasn't good. Yeah, that Devers thing wasn't good.
But Devers doesn't get along with anyone. I mean, he blew his way out of Boston.
Yeah, he sure did. That's an excellent point. That's the exact reason why Boston got rid of him. So there you go.
Yep, that's exactly right. Well, Alan, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy your weekend. We'll do it again next Friday.
Look forward to it, guys. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alan. Alan Bell joining us to talk all things wagering. And
how about Scotty Scheffler, 60 today?
Yeah, good day for him.
Good day for Brett.
Yeah, really good day for Brett. Now, it is only Friday. There's a lot of holes.
I don't get paid half on Friday?
No. We don't have the early payout or anything after when the cut's made. But no, he was great. He went on that run of the birdies. So
I really thought I pushed my bet last Saturday night. I really did.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate
Then
part.
a big L.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes the betting on soccer
celebrating
difficult.
with my Curacao brothers.
Yeah, and then you found out, oh man, what was I celebrating for? It was I didn't get anything out of this.
I got nothing.
Look, I've been
cash.
there before. I've been there before. It happens. So you live and you learn, I guess. But no, it's,
and you say right now Norway's taking a dive.
They kind of tanked in this one. I saw someone post if they, I think, won or drew in this game against France, which everyone was excited about. This was supposed to be a great game, and it's 3-1 right now in the 81st minute. But if they won or drew, then their road in the knockout stage would be a lot tougher than if they lost. So they decided, they took out their best player, or maybe their top couple players, and decided, you know what, we're fine if we lose this game because that makes the road a lot easier. And it looks like they will ultimately lose this game.
Next round, that end.
That's right. Yeah. It's win or go home. And for a lot of people, it's already go home. Mm-hmm. So it's about to get to the real fun of the World Cup. But let's go ahead and get to another break. When we return, we're going to talk some NBA, some news out there around the league, and we have dates for Grizzlies Summer League games. We'll talk about that next on Sports Time.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
The best clubs never stand still. Colonial Country Club has been an iconic part of Memphis golf for generations. And today, a multi-million-dollar reinvention is reshaping its future. Members enjoy championship golf and family-focused amenities including pickleball, tennis, swimming, fitness, dining, and a vibrant club calendar. History matters. So does what comes next. Membership opportunities are now available. Visit thenewcolonial.com to learn how you can be a part of Colonial's next chapter.
Hey everybody, June is about baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and a new All-Star Chevrolet. Because staycation or vacation, it begins right here in Olive Branch. So let's see how low your payments can go. Come to All-Star and see what 0% financing for 5 years on all these new Silverados will do for you. Because your good credit deserves it. Military and first responders, you get an extra $500 bonus. And All-Star Chevrolet has pre-owned makes and models for any budget. Price in the 10s, 15s, or 20s. Or you can go big with a Tahoe. Traverse with the third row seating. Corvette Stingray? Oh yeah. Pre-owned Silverados? They always got them. And for your commercial and fleet needs, All-Star Chevy is a top-rated business elite dealer. Express cargo and express passenger vans, they are there in Olive Branch. And if you have any vehicle you want to sell, bring it here to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch and get the most money for it today. Together, let's drive. Don't miss the best sale of the summer event going on right now in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet, or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Napa Cafe celebrates 28 years in 2026.
Hi,
I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner. Maybe start with an appetizer like our baked sweet piquilla peppers stuffed with goat cheese and mozzarella, finished with basil pistou, and move on to one of our cozy dishes like the double chocolate stout braised boneless beef short ribs with tonkatsu sauce and creamy mashed potatoes. Or a fresh seafood dish like our pan-roasted ginger buttered sea bass with cilantro soy vinaigrette. I get hungry just talking about it. Don't forget about dessert, our famous sweet buttermilk pie with brown sugar sauce, or drink your dessert with one of our signature dessert cocktails like the lemon cheesecake martini, lemony, icy, frothy, and dusted with graham cracker crumbs. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. We can't wait to serve you.
Come join in and celebrate 28 years of Napa Cafe in 2026.
When you run a growing home service business, you roll with the punches. More trucks, more techs, more jobs. And suddenly your team is drowning in spreadsheets, manual work, and software that can't keep up. There's a better way. Service Titan is the all-in-one operating system designed to help you scale the right way. There's a reason Service Titan customers increase their revenue by an average of 15% every single year. Get the software you can't outgrow. Go to servicetitan.com to learn more.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Well, a lot of NBA news out there, but for the Memphis Grizzlies, all eyes now on Summer League as they will get Summer League started in Salt Lake City like they usually do. They'll play, I believe, 3 games out there, and then they will go to Las Vegas for the big Summer League event. And they'll start that, and of course, how the NBA sets it up. We're getting number 1 versus number 2, number 3 versus number 4. The Grizzlies will play the Chicago Bulls on July 10th. That game will be on Prime Video. Then on July 13th and July 14th, they'll play the Mavericks and the Warriors. Both those games on ESPN. And then they'll wrap up Summer League, at least the before. I think there's an additional game that they'll play. But their last currently scheduled Summer League game will be July 16th against the Hawks. That game also on Prime Video.
Will Cooper Flagg play for Dallas?
I haven't seen. I know teams are starting to sign guys and do different Summer League things, but I have not seen. I haven't really looked.
How old do you have to be on the roster that you don't go?
I actually don't know what the rule is. I know we've seen
Gigi.
I think Gigi's a little
clear of it.
Of it. I think we've seen some guys going into their 3rd year, but I think that's about the kind of cutoff.
Walter Clayton needs to do Summer League.
He'll definitely be there, and hopefully he does some nice things there. But with Cooper, so
it'll be Duke and North Carolina with Bulls against the Grizzlies.
Sure will be, and that will be fun to watch. I would assume Cooper Flagg does not play in Summer League. If I was in charge in Dallas, I would say, Coop, enjoy the summer. We will see y'all.
Get your shots up somewhere else.
Yes, we will see y'all when we see you. Come camp, but no, it should be fun to watch these.
How many games will the Grizzlies play in said Summer League?
So I just 4 in Vegas. I already got off the screen. 4 in Vegas. I think 3 in Salt Lake City. So at the minimum, that's 7 games, and then
playoffs.
Then they at least will get 1 more in Vegas. So you're talking 8 games at the
at least
minimum.
1 time Summer League champ, aren't they?
Oh, 2 times in the last.
2 times. Okay.
12, 13 years, I'd say. They've had a lot of success in Summer League, and I mean, when you got Cameron Boozer out there and Kareem Lopez and maybe some of the other guys that could be out there for the Summer League, they should be. All
right, explain it to me in the college football realm.
Oh, geez.
What does Summer League represent?
That's spring practice right there.
Okay.
That is your spring game right there. That means absolutely nothing. The only difference is you can and I will be betting on Summer League. You can't bet on spring practice right now, at least. That could change. But as of right now, there's no betting on spring games.
The person that bets on spring football, you got to check a lot of things.
One day, I don't know if you saw the FCS.
No, you didn't.
No. You can't bet on spring football. You can't bet on spring football. I mean, UFL, that's different spring football.
College spring football.
I don't know if you saw yesterday. I think it was yesterday. the FCS is asking the NCAA to allow them to have spring practice in conjunction with Division II, Division III schools, different things like that to kind of, have the change of pace. Now, if we get to something like that where we have, when we've talked about before, the spring games between teams, if they put odds out there on that, I can't tell you I won't bet on it.
Yeah, and if they play real football.
No, they probably won't. But, that's Summer League. I mean, who's half the time you're not playing real basketball.
NCAA rule change that I don't know a lot of people caught, but it's going to matter. You're going to have essentially spring football and then OTAs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're getting ready to have that. And at some places, not everywhere, and I wouldn't imagine many places, but it could be monetized in the name of to their NIL fund.
Yeah. No, I think it definitely could, and I think it definitely will.
Saturday, OTAs, wherever.
Yeah.
$10 to whatever collective.
Yeah, that open practice and, whatever, $5 or whatever you want to charge to have people come out to it. I think people would pay, and that would be a nice way to raise money.
And the market will speak.
No, it definitely will. And, talking about what FCS is trying to push, I wouldn't be mad if this works out and they, like what they see with practicing Division II and Division III teams. Why not have some joint practices with FBS and FCS teams?
I've wanted it forever.
That'd be a good idea.
But that coach that went out and got hammered in the spring. Let's say you had a challenge. Let's say you had a Big Ten SEC challenge, and somebody goes out and gets hammered by Nebraska in the spring. Mm-hmm. Man, you're in the
Sure.
You're the pinata the rest of the summer.
When you're talking about games, then I'm talking about more just joint practices. Let's get
like
working with when we're talking about OTAs and we're talking about this kind of NFL mindset. I wouldn't mind having joint practices and obviously allow those FCS teams to get looks at the FBS just get a different look. Those FCS teams are really competitive and I think it would be good for everybody.
I meant to mention it with Alan Bell, and I'm sorry I didn't, but the rating for Monday night's third and final game in Omaha, it's in 2.5 million, the number of viewers. That's about a weekly average of game day. Yeah. A big game day, especially that last 30 minutes, can touch 3.8 to 4 million. Last fall, Emirates NBA Cup was 3 million.
How about that? Interesting. And that was
college baseball's final, only 500,000 less than Emirates NBA Cup final between Spurs and Knicks.
So that is definitely interesting. Speaking or getting back to the NBA before we get to a break here, I did see some reports earlier today that the Pistons will not be looking to move Jalen Duren or have anything happen with Jalen Duren. They want to bring him back next year, obviously, after what he did in the playoffs. A lot of talk about maybe
let's remember October through April, not just remember May.
Yeah, and very clearly that's what Detroit is looking at because he was not good in the playoffs, but he was a great player during the season and still a very young player. So we'll obviously get better, but definitely good news. I know a lot of people in the area rooting for Jalen Duren, so it'll be good to see him back with that Detroit team. But let's go ahead and wrap up this first hour. When we return, we're going to talk some more wagering. Bruce Marshall from the Gold Sheet. He joins us next.
Did you miss your favorite Sports 56 show?
No!
Check out the podcast, broken down hourly at sports56whbq.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to like and subscribe. Never miss any Sports 56 show again with our podcasts available daily from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You know, sometimes I wish I had a gun.
Well, I'm armed, but before I bought one, I still went to Top Gun Academy to learn to protect myself without a gun.
How is that possible?
Top Gun's personal protection training. It's perfect if you want to protect yourself without firearms.
I don't know.
And it's perfect if you feel the need to carry a gun for self-defense because the last thing you really want to do is shoot.
That is scary.
Not at Top Gun. It's very comfortable, and you learn to load, handle, and shoot a handgun safely. Protect yourself. Go to Top Gun Academy. They're at 2770 Whitten Road.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At 5 we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. 5 Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5 Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Rock and Ronnie stepped out, but left me with some amazing deals at Gossett Hyundai South Mount Moriah. How about 2026 Hyundai Elantra SE? We Gossett $198.48 a month. Yeah, $198.48 a month for Hyundai Elantra SE. How about 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE? $269.59 a month. That's right, $269.59 a month for Hyundai Tucson SE. Plus 2026 Hyundai Palisade SEL. $331.82 a month. $331.82 a month for Hyundai Palisade SEL. Plus, you'll get owner's assurance with America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So go by and ask for Rock and Ronnie today at Gossett Hyundai South, 2660 Mount Moriah, or online, GossettHyundaiMountMoriah.com.
If you want it, we Gossett and Gossett Motor Cars.
Elantra TU 196.041, MSRP 24,110. Palisade SEL, stock number TU 106,409, MSRP 44,820. Tucson TH7 44,261, MSRP 31,350. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 895 excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only.
It's time for fun, family, and fabulous prizes at the 68th Annual St. Louis Hole-in-One Charity Festival. Sunday through Saturday, June 21st through June 27th. For almost 7 decades, the Hole-in-One has raised thousands of dollars for St. Louis school and other Memphis children's charities, and your help is needed more than ever. On select nights, golfers will have a chance to win $25,000 toward a city auto vehicle purchase. Then a chance to win $1 million the final night. Plus, there are cornhole tournaments nightly, kids carnival rides Friday and Saturday nights, children's golf Saturday from 2 to 4, and new this year, wiffle ball at 6 p.m. nightly. There's something for everyone at the biggest party of the year at St. Louis Church, 203 South White Station Road. The 68th Annual St. Louis Hole-in-One Charity Festival, Sunday through Saturday, June 21st through the 27th. Fun, family, and fabulous prizes all week as you help raise funds supporting youth programs at St. Louis Church.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. It's starting to build even more now through Midtown on 240 southbound at South Parkway. It's also increased with that volume 40 east at Warford, Hollywood, as that traffic builds around the 101 connector. Still moving right now, trying to get south of Memphis. Just watch for radar down through there on 55 through certain parts of DeSoto County. Don't let this slipping transmission make things worse on your car or truck having transmission problems. Come to Amco Transmissions today. 2 locations to help you here in Memphis. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios, we are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers, Ford, and Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
When you hear the sound coming.
Welcome back in Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our second hour on this Friday afternoon. We've got to talk some more wagering, and we do it at this time every single week with Bruce Marshall.
Joining the guys every Friday is college football historian and Vegas legend Bruce Marshall from Vegas Insiders, CBS Sports, and his own website, bamsports.net. With over 30 years on Memphis radio, with handicapping and sports talk, here's Bruce Marshall with Bryant and Brett.
Bruce Marshall joins us now from the Gold Sheet to talk some wagering. We talk a little bit of everything with Bruce. And Bruce, I think the perfect place to start with you is the World Cup. And Brett asked me this question earlier, and I'm not the best person to answer it, so I kind of gave an answer that I saw on social media last night. Explain to us what last night's game meant for the United States, if you could compare it to more American football terms of kind of what that was last night, and did that loss, I know it didn't mean anything in the grand schemes of seeding or anything, but do you think that meant anything in terms of kind of the players' heads of losing and the way that it came last night?
Probably not. I mean, I think it equates more to like a week 18 NFL game for a team that's already qualified for the playoffs. And
I said it was spring football in college. Maybe
yes,
Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's sort of like a preseason game almost. But, a team that already achieved what they needed to achieve. And then, it's like that last NFL regular season week, a team that's already in the playoffs to know they're going to play, and then they rest a lot of guys. Actually, there might actually be more positives out of that. One, Pulisic got back on the field, which was kind of important, I think, for him because he'd been out since halftime of the opener versus Paraguay, and he didn't look too bad, so I think they wanted to get him back into the groove. And secondly, I think Pochettino now knows the guys not to trust the rest of the tournament. He knows some. I mean, he's definitely not going back to Matt Turner in goal. He'll stick with Freeze there. And the only little concern is I just would wonder if, I mean, there's been so much, the psychology part of it and the momentum part, and I mean, I think a lot of what the USA, what this tidal wave of emotion that seems to have come over everybody. Now, that may be more the fan base than the team, so that may pull a little bit of that away after last night, but I don't think it means too much because it was basically a reserve side that Pochettino played, and I think he was absolutely correct doing it. Keep guys off of, the yellow cards, prevent them from getting suspended for the next game in the knockout stage. Good move there. This is one thing, though, you see in the last games of the group stage of the World Cup, you'll see a lot of guys rest. You saw Norway, Erling Haaland didn't play in the game today against France, neither did Martin Odegaard, two of their best players. I mean, they're one of the best players in the tournament in Holland, and they figured, well, we're okay going through second place in the group. We're not going to risk getting anybody hurt. So Norway-France, which looked like it might be one of the better games of the first round, turned into, if not quite a dud, then certainly not as dramatic as it could have been. France just wrapped that up with a 4-1 win.
Bruce, I get this from a real friend of our show and a person that you would love. He sent this to me. Due to FIFA's new head-to-head rules for the first time in World Cup history, we will see two teams actively wanting to lose a match. In the Austria versus Algeria match, both teams are safely through after beating Jordan due to the new head-to-head rule. Are you familiar with this?
Yeah, I am, and that's not exactly true with Algeria and Austria. If Austria wins by 2 or more goals, Algeria could be at risk because that could put them beneath.
Okay, that was down in the
Scotland.
rest of the body that I didn't read.
Yeah. So, but there is something. I mean, I think the Japan-Sweden game last night. I could have seen Japan wanting to lose that game because now they got to draw Brazil in at the top of the knockout phase. So that is a partly true statement to be sure. But it's created, at the end of the round, I listen to the podcasts from overseas, and a lot of them are saying, this format, the way it's gone now, and especially at the end of the round here, you could get, these teams. I mean, Australia and Paraguay last night, that was one of the worst games I ever saw, and the draw satisfied both of them. It could be the same Algeria-Austria, the same thing. Very ironic in that Algeria-Austria, by the way. That's tomorrow in Kansas City where Brett was last Saturday. It's not a rematch, actually. It was sort of 1982, you might hear about the disgrace of Gijón, the 1982 World Cup in Spain. Now, these two teams met in the group phase. Now, Austria won that match, but that's not the controversy came in the final group match, which in 82, they didn't all, in the group play, didn't take place all at the same time. In 82, sort of did the World Cup a little bit different, 2 phases of group play before they got to the Final Four. Anyway, came to the final match of that group. Austria played then West Germany. A West Germany win by 1 or 2 goals, or a 1-0 win, sent both of them through at the expense of Algeria. And once West Germany scored in the 10th minute from Horst Rubisch, they spent the next 80 minutes with Austria just kicking the ball back and forth, literally.
Keep away.
I mean, nobody's trying to score, nobody tried to tackle. that sent both through at the expense of Algeria. It was sort of caused FIFA to change the rules about the games starting kickoff times at the end of groups. Algeria's been waiting 44 years to get at one of them. I always thought West Germany was more at fault than Austria, but Austria is still party to it. Now they get a chance at Austria. Ironically, though, now the same thing happens in this match. They both benefit from a draw. We'll see if that happens tomorrow in Kansas City.
And Kansas City was a great host through 2 weeks and a day. A lot of the fears, a lot of the complaints. Look, one major incident, security-wise or otherwise, it reframes the whole conversation. But so far, so good. Bruce, I can tell you, on the ground, the hospitality, the collegiality, the fun, the organization, the security, entering the stadium, exiting the stadium, in the stadium. I was very worried about and I had to go to the ticket conflict resolution and grievance window, which, boy, that's all encompassing, isn't it? And they had it figured out for me in about 2 minutes. Everything, I mean, spit polished, ran like Paris Island.
Yeah, they did. They've had a couple of years to prepare for this, and FIFA actually, this is one thing it does do a good job. It's at the venues and what they do, and the international crowd is generally pretty good. When you hear about troubles overseas and hooligans and all that, it's generally club sides that have the real radical following, and the national sides don't. They get passionate support, but you don't seem to get the real the bad eggs where you get for some of the club sides. And you hear about stories. You saw Brett in Kansas City. I'm glad you had a good time there. I know a lot of people did as well. It's pretty much the same all over the venues you hear. I mean, they're still talking up in Boston about having the Scotland support base there. They almost emptied all the beer.
They drink everything.
Boston,
which a Bud Light to those people is like drinking Kool-Aid. Wow.
Yeah, it is like drinking Kool-Aid for them. But they all had a great time, and they love Scotland there, and it's pretty much the same way all around the World Cup. So far, so good. In the Canada and Mexico venues, the same thing.
That's right. All three countries that making up the North American host, it's going well. TV ratings, unreal.
Yeah.
American TV ratings.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. It has been helped, in the States here by the USA showing. So it's kind of appointment TV, but I think people are watching the other matches too, the way they have staggered the matches. I mean, this is the only time these Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday here this week where you got games going on at the same time, and that goes back to that thing at the last games of the group phase. But usually, I mean, these games have been standalone, so they've been able to get all the audience watching that game at once. And again, FIFA, credit them for that. It didn't used to be that way long ago, but they figured it out, and I think they're doing everything right. And I don't think the 48-team format is as bad as I thought. In fact, I think it's pretty good.
Bruce, if we could somehow get college football and the NBA to start with the punctual manner that the World Cup starts. If it says 1 o'clock, it's 1 o'clock. It's not 1:00:15. I mean, it is set for the nuclear clocks. It's unbelievable. And the college football start that drives me the craziest is the first game of the day, 11 o'clock. There's no slide. Mm-mm. We've had 3 hours of all the hype. And look, I'm a firm believer in pregame hype, but we don't set the kickoff time on my pregame hype. And then kickoff for the 11 o'clock game moves to 11:07.
Yeah, I noticed that too, and I don't like that either. I mean, if it's supposed to be at 11,
Let's go.
And it's too much. And
listed as 11:07, and then started like the NBA. Everything says top of the hour, it's really 10 minutes, or bottom of the hour, it's really 10, whatever. If it says 6:45, it's really 6:55. Let's start on time. Baseball starts on time. NFL mostly about 45 seconds to a minute late sometimes with the noon games. But they usually start pretty pronto. College football, NBA are the most egregious.
Well, and you know where FIFA is based? It's based in Zurich, Switzerland. So the Swiss are very timely with everything. The trains are on time there, the planes are on time, and so is the soccer.
They make a lot of watches too, don't they?
They do.
They do. Talking about the World Cup, we've got 4 more games today, 2 coming up here in a couple hours, and then the other 2 late tonight, 10 o'clock here in Memphis. Anything you like in any of these 4 games?
Yeah, I kind of like all of them here. Group H coming up, that's Spain, Uruguay. They're playing down in Guadalajara in this one. And then Cape Verde will be also playing at the same time against the Saudis. Cape Verde could end up finishing second in this group as long as Spain takes care of Uruguay, like I think they will, and that Cape Verde-Saudi game is in Houston. Spain will beat Uruguay. This is not the same Uruguay. I mean, I kind of miss Uruguay, the old Uruguay, being kind of dirty, dark arts and, physicality and fights. These guys are not like that. They're just, I don't know that they like their coach, Marcelo Bielsa, too much. It looks like it's an unhappy camp. They don't have a win yet. They need a result to go through here, which, they need at least a draw, but I don't think they'll get it. Spain could still blow the group here if they lose to Uruguay, but I think they figured some things out in the match against the Saudis on Sunday. Yamal will start. They're figuring out a way to get Oyarzabal, who is a very underrated star who will still make a greater impact on this tournament. He got involved again, a couple goals on Sunday. I think they take care of Uruguay by more than a goal, so I would lay the spread with España in that one. I mentioned Cape Verde. This is one of the great stories of the World Cup. I mean, they are one result away from getting into the knockout round. A draw would do it for them. And the Saudis have been very disappointing, and that's been one of the disappointments of the tournament. The Saudis have not looked all that good, and that all that money they poured into the Saudi league the last few years, it hasn't developed, players from within much. They're bringing players from around the globe, like Cristiano Ronaldo and Ivan Toney from England and all that, but the Saudi side has been very disappointing. Cape Verde can get a result there, maybe even a win. That puts them in. And by the way, if you finish second in this group, you draw Argentina at the top of the KO phase, so that's the reward for finishing second. But I think even so, that would be cause for celebration in Cape Verde, and I think that's what's going to happen. The night games tonight, Egypt and Iran up in Seattle. Iran, all these distractions Iran has had, and they keep battling, and they are one draw away from getting into the knockout phase. Egypt could sew up the group probably with a draw, and they should be safely through already. The 32 Mo Salah came to the party finally in that game against New Zealand on the weekend. But Iran might be able to pull a draw out of this one, and especially if Egypt clips it back a little bit. Good, the draw price there isn't actually that high, but I think I might look that way. Late tonight, I think New Zealand, I'm seeing spread plus 2.5 goals. I think they got a shot at Belgium, which has completely unimpressed me thus far. They've not looked good. They will get Jeremy Doku back tonight from Manchester City, who I think is their best player. Now, he missed the match against Iran on Sunday in L.A., and conflicting. His wife was having a baby back in London, and then he had a leg injury, supposedly. Whatever it was, he didn't play, but he's going to play tonight. Best player because Lukaku is hurting. He's not 100%, and they're asking too much of Kevin De Bruyne. I don't think New Zealand has looked all that bad. They might get a result out of this, and Belgium is at risk of even missing going through, which would be a real surprise. But at least plus the spread, plus 2.5 goals. I'm definitely on New Zealand's side. I think this could actually be a very competitive, close game tonight in Vancouver.
Bruce, no shocker, Iran's really tough in everything, and they are survivors. Heck, it's only a country, Persia, that dates back to 3200 BC.
Yeah,
they don't just go
they
away.
got a new hero in Tehran, this goalie, whose name I have trouble pronouncing, but he was heroic against Belgium, just like the goalie you saw for Curaçao in that game last week against Ecuador. But he was spectacular against Belgium. I think they got a shot tonight to get a result against Egypt. Now, the interesting observer would be Scotland, which is really on the precipice of getting knocked out of the tournament. Scotland could use Egypt beating Iran tonight. Scotland's trying to get in as a third-place side. they would probably be the last third-place side to get in because they are in a -3 goal differential. They need some of these third-place teams to be on 2 points, and they need probably 4 of them, and this would be one of them that could. Uruguay would probably be another one if they lose to Spain. But Scotland, an interested observer here, and like we mentioned earlier, Scotland's also going to probably want Austria to beat Algeria by 2 goals. Not sure that's going to happen, but that's the predicament Scotland's in right now.
Wow, so a lot to keep an eye on for Scotland. Over in Major League Baseball, some interesting matchups today. Anything you like later tonight?
Well, you wonder what's going to go on with the Mets now that they finally pulled the plug on Mendoza. I think that was probably overdue. This team has been as big a disappointment as I can remember. Absolutely nothing has worked for them. None of these off-season signings have worked. The pitching staff, the moves David Stearns made, and he was supposed to be like a whiz kid or a whiz guy. GM when he came over from Milwaukee, it just hasn't worked. Let's see if they turn around. But they're playing the Phillies tonight. I'm not sure I would do that. By the way, look at the National League East. All of a sudden, the Phillies are within striking distance. The Braves have stumbled. They're on their longest losing streak of the season right now. So the Phillies are only 4 back in the East as they straighten out under Mattingly. So we'll see what goes there. Tampa Bay is interesting tonight. They're playing the D-backs down in St. Pete. They had been wobbling a bit lately, but they did win the last 2 games against the Royals. And yesterday, Junior Caminero hit 3 homers, a hat trick. So their offense looks like it might be perking up. Caminero could lead the charge. The pitching's been pretty good. They are going against Zach Gallen, who has really struggled in the D-backs rotation. I could see Torey Lavola sending him to the bullpen if he has one more bad start. He has really looked bad, and Martinez the other way has not looked all that bad for Tampa Bay. I'd like to go with Tampa Bay probably on the run line. You get a pretty good price, about plus 145, 150 down at the trop tonight.
I like that. I like that a lot. We haven't talked much college football today with you, but we saw earlier this week the 5-for-5 in NCAA approving that. Obviously, seems like a lot of off-the-court stuff going on with the offseason, certainly here. What did you make of that 5-for-5 going through and some of the other things that have popped up over this last week?
Yeah, I think it's probably good. Now, if they can stick this through some inevitable court challenges, we'll see. But I think that's anything that lends a little bit more order to it. I don't, necessarily like the way they're having to go about it if they have to get, outside help to get it done. But I think we have seen that college sports and football in particular really can't police itself.
Just cannot.
They can't. And so if there's some outside help, whatever, fine. I think it's probably good.
There's zero trust in college football.
Yeah, and, related thing earlier this week, of course, that news that Dusty May left Michigan.
Yeah.
And I think that's, in the big picture of college sports, that's kind of important. The latest big name coach, there's a lot of them in the recent years, Jay Wright, Tony Bennett, and others who just said, I've had enough of this. At least now May had an escape route to the NBA after he did all he could at college. But you hear his quotes. He said, this college, the college basketball, and it would apply to football too. He said, this is absurd what's going on here. So I don't blame him one bit for taking the Dallas job, but I think that doesn't reflect well on college hoops, because this guy was a star, and he decided, I don't need this baloney anymore. I'd rather coach in the NBA. So I think that's kind of a negative for college sports.
Yeah, I think his boss, Ward Manuel, also was one of the bigger reasons he wanted to get out of there.
Yeah, I don't blame him for wanting to leave Ward Manuel's
pure imbecile
stewardship either. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely an interesting situation up there. But Bruce, before I let you go, tell us more about where we can find more of you.
Yeah, thanks. Check me out online up there. Everything under the wagertalk.com umbrella. Having a pretty good run, baseball and soccer. We did get an over in that Norway, France earlier today, so we got a couple more coming up later today. And Major League Baseball's had a good run too. So check me out online there. You can also get me at Picks and Parlays, winnersandwhiners.com. That's also under Wager Talk umbrella, goldsheet.com. More stuff towards August with football there, but all my picks, wagertalk.com.
Bruce, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you again next Friday.
Okay, have a good week, boys. Thanks.
Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate it so much. And I'm telling you, every single Friday, it is symphonic with Bruce.
All right, absolutely.
And we hear him in the fall on college football, and I can understand what he's talking about.
Sure.
Today it was great, and I know a lot of what he's talking about.
I mean, I really, we talk about all the time of we could talk to this guest for the next 3 hours. Where I think Bruce by himself could talk about what's going on in the World Cup for a full 24 hours. I mean, he knows it so well.
And it's his favorite.
It's really impressive.
He knows it.
No, he absolutely does. And hey, I mean, anytime
all
I can
those
get some
names
World
from
Cup
'82.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that's where he really lost me. Like, I can kind of keep up with who's in the World Cup this year and what's going on kind of out there right now. But once he got into kind of the whole surrounding of this new format and stuff, and then throwing it back to the '80s,
and he's
like
so
absolutely
good.
not.
I was getting ready to ask too many teams, and he addressed the expansion to 48.
Yeah, and he, said that obviously we talked to him when the World Cup started, and he was saying he wasn't a fan of the expansion, didn't like the more teams in it, and kind of said, I kind of like it. I think it's kind of worked. And so I am glad because it did feel like the real soccer fans, the real World Cup fans that have done this every single time, they were pretty upset about the format, and to hear him say that he's kind of enjoyed it, I think that's huge.
Bruce was on our Sissy's Log Cabin guest line like he is every Friday when he joins us. The Sissy's Log Cabin, the official jeweler of the hometown teams like the Grizzlies and the Tigers, and at the FedEx Forum at Grizzlies game with the floor seat lounge, that great location at 4542 Poplar and Perkins in Laurelwood. Bill Jones and his great team, part of the fabric of our community, supporter of Tiger athletics in every aspect. The Mid-South's largest selection of one-of-a-kind jewelry, engagement rings, wedding bands, necklaces, and earrings. 9,000 square foot store in Laurelwood with expanded lines for Rolex. We talked about all those great watches over there. They have them, Cartier, diamonds, and more since 1970 with all the great locations across the Mid-South. Sissy's, they offer a selection of diamond, estate jewelry, and fine gifts. The official jeweler for the Grizzlies, and at FedEx Forum with the floor seat lounge. It will be back down to really quickly. Unsurpassed value, exceptional service, expansive selection, and an extraordinary shopping experience because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
Well, let's get to another break. When we return, we got to talk some Major League Baseball. We'll do that next on Sports Time.
Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Available locally on your radio dial as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, it's easy to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
It's golf time. What's my first thought? Miramichi. Of course, Miramichi. Sometimes you need just to escape the hustle and bustle of life, and that's exactly what Miramichi will provide. It means the place of happy retreat, and I promise you, it lives up to its name. While it might not be in the heart of Shelby County, it's certainly worth the drive. It's 25 minutes from my driveway in East Memphis. Once you arrive at the front door, you know you're going to get an experience unlike any other public golf course in town. Let's start with practice facilities. Not all are created equal, and you will find none better than those at Miramichi. The range is an impressive 12-acre space. It allows you to spread out and practice where those long drives. They got a great short game place. They've got a chipping green. They've got a putting green. They're beyond compare. You want to get better? You go to Miramichi. You want a great competitive golf course? You go to Miramichi. It's worth the drive. I love it. Miramichi.
You know that feeling when something is supposed to be complicated and then it's not? That's the Dobbs Brothers way. For your new Chevrolet, there's no games, no runaround, no surprises. Just straight answers from people who actually mean them. Buying a car shouldn't feel like a battle. And at Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, it doesn't. Trust, transparency, and driving our community forward. That's the Dobbs Brothers way. Shop Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet of Bartlett today.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
This traffic brought to you by Old Dominick Distillery. Come for the spirits, stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis. Learn more at olddominick.com.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. It's starting to really pick up now around that 101 connector where they've been working over there in that area all week long up and down I-40, especially there around Watkins and also there at Hollywood as it gets heavier here in the last few minutes on 240, especially going eastbound from Mill Branch out to 385 Billmores Parkway, going outbound into Collierville's moving right now. Bridal season is here. Shop local this weekend at Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. We got to talk some Major League Baseball. Yesterday, Thursday, a lighter slate as it was travel day, and we had one less game than we thought we were going to have as the Diamondbacks and the Cardinals. That game postponed. It'll be made up in July, but today it looks like could be up in the air if they're able to get tonight's game, and it looks like weather in the area in St. Louis, so we'll keep an eye to see if that game goes tonight. But, you know, I feel like, and obviously the Cardinals have been in a weird spot these last couple of years, but a lot of teams, when they look at the Marlins on their schedule, it's okay, perfect. This will be a pretty easy weekend. This year, it's a lot different. This Marlins team playing a lot better. They're a fun team to watch, and you know, I don't know what the weather looks like the rest of the weekend. Hopefully we get some good weather the rest of the weekend, because I think this could be a fun series with two teams that I don't really know what the expectations were going into the year, but it feels like both teams are really happy with where they're at right now and certainly surpassing what those preseason expectations were.
You just described a lot of the National League.
Yeah, no
11 out of the 15 teams at 500 or better.
Yeah.
At where we are at the halfway point. In general, across baseball, some a little shy of it, some a little over it. The only teams in the National League that are just terrible, well, the Mets, they just fired a manager.
Yep.
San Francisco, we talked about Tony Vitello, looks miserable. And Colorado's a long way from recovery.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, like you said, it's either what you expect or
Cincinnati's
kind of...
not terrible. And
no.
As long as you have that manager, you're in a lot of games.
You definitely are. And so, you know, it hadn't been fun these last couple of games, 3 straight losses for them. But, yeah, I mean, you know, we talked about for so long of that division and just every team over 500. And, you know, we knew it wasn't going to last the entire season. But now Cincinnati under 500, the only team under 500 in the division, but they're still playing some good baseball. You know, I know they've dealt with some injuries with that team. A lot of injuries across Major League Baseball this year. It feels like, especially right now, a lot of injuries and teams trying to work around that. But no, I think a lot of teams, like you said, in the NL, having really positive years, and you know, it's, I think, going to be hard for a lot of those teams to keep it up throughout the season. But right now, I think a lot of places, and I think that's what goes hand in hand with, hey, you're seeing great ballparks, you're seeing a lot of people out there because these teams are fun and people are excited to go see their teams.
I did not plan this. Do you have your preseason baseball picks handy? Do you have them in your iPad?
Probably find them. Okay. I'm not going to make any promises, though.
In your computer, not iPad.
Sorry, well, no, they're on. It's on both. It's
okay.
It's in the cloud, so it'll be somewhere.
You see where I have mine?
Yeah, yours is just pen and paper
on a piece of paper that on the front of it was 2025-26 SEC Men's Basketball Conference opponent lows.
Okay,
so I use it.
All right, how about that?
I'm saving the earth.
I mean, I love it. You got to do what you got to do.
Oh, we'll make these preseason baseball picks.
What do you got on?
Very humbling. Well, first place in the National League East, they fired a manager this morning.
Oh, yikes.
The Mets. Second, the Phillies.
Okay.
They are second.
Uh-huh.
Third, the Braves. They're first.
Okay.
Had the Braves in the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
National League Central, the Cardinals.
There you go.
Milwaukee second.
Okay.
They're going to flip-flop.
Uh-huh. First
and second. They're really not that right now. Pittsburgh third, Reds fourth, Cubs fifth.
Okay.
No fandom at all, speaking in those picks.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Just right down the middle. Real radio talk show host down the middle, right?
That's right.
In the West, the Dodgers, shocker.
Uh-huh.
San Diego second, Arizona third, San Francisco fourth, Colorado fifth. That's right on.
That's exactly right on.
There you go. Look at that.
Off that.
The junior circuit. Nobody calls it that anymore but me. East, Yankees, easy.
Uh-huh.
Second, Toronto, making a wild card.
Okay.
Third, Boston, making a wild card. They're not. Fourth, Baltimore. Fifth, Tampa Bay. How does Tampa Bay get me every year?
Well, I think they got a lot of people this year.
Central, Detroit 1.
Uh-huh.
Not going to happen.
Nope.
2, Cleveland. That's going to happen. 3, Minnesota. 4, KC. I'm sorry, Connor. 5, the Southsiders. In the West, Seattle 1, Homeless A's 2.
Uh-huh.
That's right close.
Yeah.
You know, if the playoffs started today, the Astros would be the final wild card 6 seed.
Wow. How about that?
Anaheim 3, Houston 4, Texas 5.
Okay. Not bad.
Cardinals Yankees World Series still in play.
Still in play.
What's the questions about?
No, I don't think any questions.
NL MVP Shohei, that's easy.
Yep.
AL MVP J-Rod for Seattle.
Yeah, that was. I tried to warn you when you had that.
My American League Rookie of the Year has failed to play a single inning in the bigs.
Hadn't even played an inning in AAA.
He hasn't.
No,
he
is not. He's in AA.
Leo DeVries.
Good player though. Great player.
And I said that day I might be a year ahead of myself.
I think you were a year ahead. Let's see what he's doing in AA right now.
That's when the appreciation will really be of me after years have gone by.
That's right. 281, 9 homers, 29 RBI.
AA for the A's middling?
That's right. Nailed it. So I think you're just a year ahead. You're 1 year early.
I could feel all my old Texas League roots. Here in Memphis was Texas League early 70s at Blue Stadium.
Is that right? Wow. Interesting. Okay, so what else did you have in there? Rookie of the Year.
National League Manager of the Year, Ollie Marmol.
Okay.
That's not going to happen.
No.
It's going to be Don Mattingly.
Uh-huh.
AL Manager of the Year, Mark Kotsay.
Okay.
I don't think that happens.
I
think it's Steve Vogt.
Uh-huh.
Is it Steve?
Yeah, Steve. Yeah. Did you have first manager fired on there?
I did. Who was it? Where is it? Oh, I had. Who did I have? I can't find it.
Well,
I can't find it. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Some of my writing stuff to read.
Well, hey, that happens.
I did not have a first manager.
That's why I don't write it. No,
I did not.
Stuff down. Interesting. Okay, I did find mine. NL East, Phillies, Mets, Braves, Nationals, Marlins. So pretty off on that one. NL Central, Brewers. Okay, Cubs. Okay. Reds, Pirates, Cardinals. So
Boo.
Just completely flip. But here's the thing: got the top 2 right, and then if you just completely flip the bottom 3, then that would be right. So I don't know about that one. And then the NL West: Dodgers, Padres, Diamondbacks, Giants, Rockies. So spot on that one.
We had the West.
That's right. I mean, hey, we got that now.
Which that's really easy to do.
Yeah, very, very. I feel like every year that one is pretty easy to nail. My MVP, Fernando Tatis. I don't think that's going to happen. Cy Young, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I don't think that's going to happen. Rookie of the Year, J.J. Weatherholt. I think that could happen. I think that
was my Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility. And it doesn't look like I have manager saved on here, which I don't know why I don't have that, but okay. Over in the AL, my AL East, Yankees, Orioles, Red Sox, Blue Jays, Rays. So of
Rays
course,
got us both.
The Rays getting all of us. The AL Central, Tigers, Royals, Twins, Guardians, White Sox. I mean, way off. In the AL Central. Actually,
you could put them in a hat every year and draw them out.
My AL Central.
I'm going to next spring.
There you go. I think that's a smart thing to do. My AL Central is almost, if you just flipped it completely upside down. Exactly. The only thing that I wouldn't have correct is Tigers and Royals. If you flip those two, it would be right. And then my AL West, Mariners, Astros, Rangers, Athletics, Angels. So, kind of that. I mean, that whole AL West is all, they're all pretty much jumbled together. MVP, Aaron Judge, Cy Young, Skewball, Rookie of the Year, Trey Savage, and then my Manager of the Year in the AL, Dan Wilson, which I do not believe Dan Wilson is going to be winning any type of Manager of the Year awards.
If they don't get to the finish line, that could be it for him.
Could be. It could be. But hey, they're trying to figure things out.
The Dodgers are the team to beat again.
Of course they are. Of course they are. I mean, they are just super solid, and now starting to get some separation.
And
in
if
the West.
they do, and if it's Dodgers over Yankees in the World Series, that's going to be the example number 1 through 10,000 of why we need the lockout and to redo baseball's money.
Yeah, and it feels like we're heading to that iceberg once the season is over, and we'll see what ultimately comes about from it. We talked a little
Milwaukee and Cleveland. I think it's a great case to be made of. We don't have anything wrong in baseball's financing.
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly showing that you can make it work and doing a great job of it. But, we'll see what ultimately happens. We talked yesterday about some of the things that the owners were proposing in terms of things to put in the CBA. Today, mentioned earlier, the Players Association saying no player props moving forward for Major League Baseball. So, I would say, I think...
how would baseball go to the betting companies and do that?
Yeah, I don't really know how that would work.
They want their money.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it would work. I think I personally think it's a good idea, but I just don't know how it would work with the sports books.
All right, do you think across sports we'll get rid of props?
I think
player
props. I think
what will be the next thing? Because there will be the next big thing of we got to get rid of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you can't get rid of all that and then take their money.
No, I mean, because I think the argument would be if you're, because the reason I would be open to it is because I really don't do a lot of player props in any sport, and so it wouldn't affect
Tennessee thing.
No, I could bet them. It's I prefer to just bet on the game. I don't really prefer to do the players. I will every now and then, but I just I do a lot more.
Are you still more side in total, or is it first half? Or
no, it's a lot of just side in total. But I just do much more of that than I do of any player prop, and so it wouldn't affect me much. And then obviously seeing all these players and what they say that they get told and yelled at and all this other stuff, DMs and stuff, it's just outrageous.
A lot of people think that was some of the agitation in the crowd at Shinnecock last weekend.
Interesting, yeah, and certainly with that, I mean, obviously you can't bet a side or a total in the individual sports, so I hope betting
people
on
doesn't think at a pro golf tour that betting just started with the legalization on an app.
Absolutely not.
We used to be out at Colonial betting a beer if they hit the green or not.
No kidding. In
1980.
Yeah. So I mean, but I do think the argument, if you are somebody who's pro player props, the argument would be, I mean, just look at college basketball. I mean, all of these cases we see pop around, they're not betting on player props. They're betting on sides and totals. And we're seeing the most blowback and guys, getting caught for it in college basketball right now.
Prono Puppy hits the fairway.
Yeah, there you go. That's really good. And so I love it. You're giving me ideas for this year's golf tournament. But yeah, so I don't know how you would do it. Those sports books would say absolutely not. We make a ton of money on the player props. We're not getting rid of them at all. So, I don't know. I think it's another one of those things where it's certainly not one of the important things, and I think we'll get shot down very quickly, and hopefully we'll move on to the more important things.
This hour brought to you every day by the great people at Landers Ford in Collierville, your trusted destination for a vehicle that fits any lifestyle. The #1 Ford dealership in the Mid-South with that seamless shopping experience, from vehicle choice to financing and service, from the Ford Escape to the rugged F-150 to the adventurous Bronco. Every vehicle built Ford tough. And the Ford F-150, that's America's best-selling truck. SUVs like the Ford Escape, the Ford Explorer, Ford Broncos, the Ford Expedition, and EVs and hybrids, they have everything that you can imagine out at Landers Ford, where you see the big America 250 flag flying very proudly at Landers Ford. Transparency, professionalism, and long-term support. That's what you get at Landers Ford. You get long-term friendship as well. Oil changes, tires rotated, go online, schedule when it suits you the best. It'll be done quickly to meet your very busy schedule. Landers Ford, active in the community in Collierville at 2082 West Poplar Avenue, or online at landersfordmemphis.com. And we get closer to football season. On Thursday, we're going to have Brad Bellamy back with us every Thursday at 4:30 with Landers Locks. If it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
Well, we need to get to another break, and when we return, it'll be time for Big Number of the Day.
Be sure to download our Hub 901 app for instant access to Sports 56 and all the Flynn broadcasting stations from anywhere. Go to the App Store and get the Hub 901 app today.
Why so down, little buddy?
Little buddy?
I'm just trying it out.
New.
Fine. Why so down?
Somebody invited me to a barbecue.
Ooh, I'm guessing they're not from here.
They were not.
It takes time for people from other parts of the country to understand that barbecue is a food, not an event.
Obviously, they meant a cookout.
I imagine you let them know that.
I did. I went on an extended rant about how if they want barbecue, they need to go to Central Barbecue, because Central Barbecue has the best barbecue in the world.
But they weren't planning on serving ribs at their barbecue?
They were cooking burgers.
Oh, those Philistines.
It's time to get your backyard ready for the ultimate pool party with a little help from Family Leisure. If you've been sitting on the fence about taking the plunge with a pool, now's the time to take the dive. You want an above-ground pool? Done. Starting at $39.99, and that's with installation. You want an in-ground pool? Take your pick. They start at under $50,000. Accessorize that pool with a patio furniture set starting at just $9.99. Outdoor sectionals, they start at $12.99. In fact, all in-stock patio furniture sets are priced to move. And with select patio furniture sets, you'll get a free umbrella and base. Okay, you aren't looking to get into a pool just yet? Family Leisure has hot tubs that start at just $34.99. Get in shape or stay in shape with a swim spa starting at $16,999. Get your backyard, front yard, side yard, whatever, ready for fun. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
K4TE 349,980, MSRP 24,825, Sorrento TG 453,494, MSRP 34,280, Telluride VG 005,288, MSRP 44,510, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 895, must finance through KFA, excludes tax filing license with approved credit dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details, offer valid through 6/30/26.
Hey, I've got him on the line, Jeff Allen over at Gossett Kia South, and it's the summer sticker sales event going on right now. Hey, Jeff, tell us about it.
Listen to this, Randy. I've got a 2026 Kia K4 LXS at $229 a month. 24-month lease, $34.99 due at signing. 2026 Kia Sorrento LX, $297 a month, and a 2027 Kia Telluride S front-wheel drive, only $449 a month. Both 24-month lease, $39.99 due at signing. Plus, you'll find the all-new 2026 EV9, $12,000 off MSRP, or get 0% for 60 months.
And every Gossett Hyundai comes equipped with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. I wanted to take a minute and discuss advertising with you. There are so many websites that list the best service provider in your area. Even the BBB has an accredited list. You know the one thing they all have in common? A company like mine has to pay to get on that list. So that begs the question, can those lists be trusted? You know what can be trusted? History. We've been around for almost 30 years providing customers with the best service and the best products that we possibly can. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call. We'll come talk to you and let you decide for yourself whether or not we know what we're talking about. Fiveash Roof Services. Best products, best warranties, and in many cases, the best price. We're fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
And she says, I wish that I could be like the cool.
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brand. It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy.
You're a big guy. I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
Well, Brett, my big number today is the number 4. Kind of a small number, but the reason for it is really, really big. We were talking earlier with Alan Bell about some of these baseball matchups tonight. Jacob Mizrowski taking the mound for Milwaukee. He has been unbelievable.
145 ERA.
Yeah, it's been incredible to see what he has done. Going back to last season when they called him up, I mean, he was from the first pitch, can't miss, and he has carried that into this season as well. So my big number is 4, and that's because only 2 major league pitchers in the modern era have recorded. We know the modern era goes all the way back. But only 2 pitchers in the modern era have recorded the following over a 4-start home span: 29 or more innings pitched, 1 or 0 runs allowed, fewer than 10 hits allowed, and 48 or more strikeouts allowed. So more than 29 innings, 1 or 0 runs allowed, fewer than 10 hits, and 48 or more strikeouts. Jacob Mizrowski is one of them. He's done that over his last 4 home starts. Brett, do you care to guess who the last person to do it was?
Give me a year.
I will give you I'll say the 70s. If I give you, I don't think a year would limit it too much. 72 is the last time it happened.
72, American or National League?
I'm not going to give you that. Vita
Blue.
No, great guess.
Catfish Honor.
No. Okay, you're getting off a little bit. Nolan Ryan was last to do it.
Nolan Ryan in 72 with the Angels.
That's right. That probably wouldn't have given it away if I had given it.
Yeah, it would have.
Well, yeah. I figured once I said
I would have either said Nolan Ryan or Frank Tanana.
I'm just glad that you gave some of those guesses you gave before Nolan Ryan, because I feel like a lot of people, when you're talking about like great pitching performances and you say the 70s, it's immediately Nolan Ryan. Yeah. Nolan Ryan. But I'm glad you gave those.
He's who I think of when all of us thoroughly lambasted these combined no-hitters.
Oh, yeah.
He's laughing at that.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, there was...
his number of one-hitters. I mean, it's up there with Nicholas, runner-up.
There was a...
he was close to a half dozen more.
Yeah. No, there was a really good documentary about him a couple years ago that came out. I forgot what the name of it was, but it was so good.
I got a friend of mine in Little Rock. His favorite player, huge Cardinal fan, favorite player ever is Nolan Ryan.
I mean, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. He was that good. And so, I love these.
He was a part of the 69 Miracle Mets and helped, but was not primary, but helped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. I love whenever we get these. Very rare do you get the, this has only happened 2 times in history or whatever.
And that was it for him in World Series. He never towed the rubber again after that in a World Series game.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. But I do love anytime we see these notes about the about pitching stats that have Nolan Ryan in them. They just make me smile.
Your big number was 4. I'm going to add a 0, and that's mine. Mine's 40, as in 40 years, 1986. The last time the Mets won a World Series. That was their second one. 69 Miracle Mets, just a few years removed from Casey Stengel asking, can anybody here play this game? To winning it in 69 to then winning it in 86. Hard to believe they just won it once in that stretch of players. This was supposed to be the year. Second year of the Soto deal. Mm-hmm. He hadn't been bad. 299, 17 homers, 38 RBI. That's not bad. It's not enough, though. Mm-mm. And what got that manager in as much trouble is that owner watching the Knicks parade.
Well, yeah, that is true. The Knicks did nobody favors, and because here's the thing: while it hurts the Mets right now because they're really bad, hey, you let the Yankees another one of those early postseason exits. I mean,
they get Aaron Boone.
There's gonna be some. Which did you know? I'm glad. Did you know Aaron Boone? I don't know, Connor. You might know. Aaron Boone does like a podcast, like almost like somewhat. I don't know if it's rarely
on TV.
or but he just...
I see clips of it all the time.
I see it all the time.
It's with that John Boy media.
Yeah, it's...
all baseball or everything?
No, it's just Yankees.
Yankees.
I think it's this group.
That's a good topic.
Well, yeah, it's a really good topic. But it's these 2 guys, and they're pretty big in terms of like baseball social media and stuff like that. And I think they're in New York. They're huge Yankees fans. And so I don't know how often they do it because I just see clips of it. But they'll just get him on and they'll just be like, hey, you should be starting this guy in right field instead of who you got out there. And he'll be like, no, I shouldn't. And it's like the wildest thing that I've ever seen in my life. I've just never seen a coach or somebody do podcasts like that and allow people to ask those questions and say those things. So I kind of respect him for it. I don't know.
They kind of go at him sometimes.
They do. And it's wild that he's doing it because I would never assume he would be the one guy that would be able to handle that.
You two, you good young guys, y'all would have a handle on this a lot better than me. What's out there in the podcast world that's not being done or could be done better?
Baseball. Baseball is the big one. Major League Baseball.
Market for it?
Oh, I mean, I think so. I mean, now I do love baseball, so I might be the wrong one. But for years, I've been looking for just somebody out there making a baseball podcast that's just talking Major League Baseball, just talking about what's going on. Nothing. You can find it for NBA, find it for NFL.
Steve Phillips and Eduardo Perez do one, don't they?
They might. I haven't seen it. I mean, there are some out there, but just like kind of that one that's just, we're going to cover everything. I haven't really looked this year. Maybe there are more out there now. But, I mean, I remember a couple years ago just searching for one and not finding anything. And so I think baseball, if you want to make a good podcast.
You know the name of my baseball podcast?
What's that? What's that?
Duck Snort.
Okay.
For the Flair hit, the Texas
I like
Leaguer.
that. I like
off
that.
the knuckles.
I like that a lot, actually.
Duck Snort.
I'm going to look it up. Let's see. I'm going to go to my podcast right now.
All right, staying with that podcast theme, Connor, while he's looking at you help me. What's overpopulated? Just, no, we don't need another one for this from the podcast world.
I think NFL has a ton.
NFL does have
I don't know if it's too much because everyone loves the NFL, but there's a absolute ton of NFL.
Where's the SEC podcast world? Too much, too little, some good, some not. What? I don't.
I think it's in a good spot. I think there's enough where
you know my podcast in SEC, the famous soccer Men in Blazers.
Oh yeah. All right, in the show. I mean, good Lord, what a
you can't leave. We got hour 7 left. You can't leave. My SEC podcast. Men in Blue Blazers.
That's good. That's good. I like that.
Somebody in the Tennessee football world.
Yeah.
You've got to do this podcast and do it well. And the name of it, from the lyrics in Rocky Top, ain't no telephone bills.
I know, that is good. That is good.
Go make your money on it.
Yeah.
In fact, go to everybody's fight song and pull a clip phrase from a fight song, and that's your name for your zany podcast.
I like that. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I think that's a really good idea. Maybe I'm the problem because I'm looking. There are a good amount of Major League Baseball podcasts. It's just people I don't necessarily like. Like I don't really like John Boy. I don't really like some of these. I don't want to just like name people that I don't like, but like some of these I'm just not. Ben Verlander, like I don't really like.
At Bama, do a podcast. Call it Pluck and Grit.
No, that's good. That's really good.
There's a fortune to be made.
You're right. You're on top of that. I think. Hey, get that out there somewhere. Should be handing that out at SEC Media Days. Like, hey, like just get like a list of them.
How do you think it'd be received?
Probably not very well. But it's not a bad idea. Like, you should have a list ready of just like the top 3 or the top 2 for every team. And just like, if you meet somebody or you know some, maybe not somebody you know, maybe just someone you meet and you're like, who are you here with? And they're like, Georgia. Oh, I got a great name for your podcast.
August Bowl.
There you go. And just start handing them out like free candy or something.
It
like
is.
That. I think you're all over it. But and maybe I am the problem. I'm gonna check out some of these baseball podcasts over the weekend. You're opening my eyes, Brett. I'm trying to be a better person when it comes to the podcast. But I don't know. I think though with SEC, I think it's in a good spot because I think there might be a lot out there, but the top ones, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people really trying to do it. I think there's a handful that are up at the top.
What's the perfect length of a podcast? How long do y'all stay engaged, listen time, or is it if it's good you don't care?
I think it depends on the
I like
quality.
a good hour 15.
Really?
That's a very specific.
Well, that's the problem of being on some of them. They want to go that long, and I'm used to guess at about 17 to 19 minutes.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. I'm probably more like the hour seems like a good stopping point. Like you stop at an hour. Like what are you doing though? Like I mean, I think the content of
All right,
it.
Here's one on content, and both of y'all know I'm no prude and sometimes curse way too much. Try not to around you guys because I respect you so much, and especially the really, really bad words. I see a lot of just clips of podcasts. Way too much cussing.
Oh, yeah.
Way too much. Way too much.
Yeah.
It's pure vulgar.
Well, a lot of times.
And I am no prude.
No, but a lot of times they kind of market around that of like no guidelines. We're going to let it fly.
And that's coming from
unfiltered.
That's coming from Barstool and the punter.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, a lot of that is influencing the podcast.
I think that has influenced a lot of Game Day and Big Noon.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think you're right about that. Yeah, you're seeing kind of the changes there for sure. I see our friend John's texting in about what's going on in the world of golf. He says, so is everything fine with Scotty now that he shot a 60 today, or did it need to be a 58 for things to be fine?
John, I don't know why you have to ask that on Friday afternoon.
Like,
tournament's only half complete.
Look, I've been very consistent. You gotta win. I mean, for me to trust in you, you gotta win. I'm in a very desperate spot right now.
John's so far
I need
ahead.
winners.
He can just watch the world burn.
No, that's
and laugh
right.
at
Yeah,
us.
he can just sit there and
he could go a couple weeks and make no picks.
That's right.
And win the rest of the year.
And would still win rather easily, I would say. But we need to wrap up this second hour, get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk a lot of college football, a lot of news out there, what that means for Memphis, maybe some other things now that we got these Phil Steele magazines in front of us. Might talk a little bit about what he predicts for the Memphis Tigers. We'll do all of that next on Sports Time.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
If wedding bells are in your future, you need an unforgettable engagement ring from a jeweler you can trust. And that's been James Gaddis Jewelers for over 60 years. With a huge selection and the best prices, James Gaddis is a master jeweler and diamondologist. Beautiful jewelry from James Gaddis is always the right choice. Choose from rings to earrings, necklaces to bracelets, and gemstones to watches. Layaway and financing available. James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar, online at GaddisJewelers.com and Instagram at Gaddis Jewelers. Say I do at James Gaddis Jewelers.
Landers Ford in Collierville is celebrating America 250. During our Landers 250 event, we're out to sell 250 specially selected new Fords, even new 2026 Ford Explorer, Expedition, Bronco, and Bronco Sport. Employee pricing for everyone. Plus 2.9 APR financing available on select models. That's right, employee pricing for all. At the #1 Ford dealer in the Mid-South, Landers Ford in Collierville. Trade values are strong for now. Get top dollar before values drop. Get started now with our Landers Easy Pass at LandersSportMemphis.com. Employee pricing for everyone. New F-150s with employee pricing for all. Act now. 250 new Fords will sell fast. Give us a call to schedule your test drive today. Landers Ford in Collierville. Remember, if it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
As reported on Ford's 2025 Total New Vehicle Retail Sales Report. Memphis Market. Employee pricing is a Ford A-Plan pricing program. U.S. residents only. Prior purchase is not eligible. Other exclusions may apply. See dealer for complete details. With approved credit through Ford Credit. Not everyone will qualify. Price plus tax, title, and license. Offer includes $695 processing fee. Offering 7626.
Hey, you ready to bang? Bangers Pickleball in South Haven is now open with 10 courts, a restaurant, and 3 bars. New to pickleball? No problem. Take a free Bangers 101 class to learn. Bangers offers a great time for everyone, and there's no membership required. Bangers even has events for you non-pickleballers like mahjong, trivia, whiskey, and wine tasting. Bangers Pickleball has it all. All the rage, all the fun, all for you. Please dink responsibly at Bangers Pickleball, 6787 Snowden Lane, South Haven, Mississippi. Let's bang.
The Gossett Mitsubishi Summer Sales Event is going strong at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. Get America's best backed vehicles with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. All remaining 2025 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross and 2025 Mitsubishi Outlanders, now $6,000 off MSRP. 2026 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport ES with standard super all-wheel control, buy for $27,105 or $349 per month. Plus, 2026 Mitsubishi Outlander ES, standard 7-seat capacity versus 5 5-seat Nissan Rogue and Honda CR-V. Buy for $30,310 or $399 a month. Plus, Tennessee residents get an additional $1,000 off all 26 Outlander sports. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1956 Covington Pike. Online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
84 months at 5.99 APR. Outlander TZO 2861. MSRP 32810. Sport TU 101 2038. MSRP 28985. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 895. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only.
This traffic brought to you by Old Dominick Distillery. Come for the spirits. Stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis. Learn more at olddominick.com.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon, T-Dots out here working with a couple of accidents. Just busy where you would expect this time of day. Trying to get down through Midtown on 240 southbound at South Parkway. It's heavier than it was 15-20 minutes ago on Sam Cooper. Certain sections there going outbound. Trying to get back up on the interstate there off Sam Cooper. A steady flow of traffic now pushing eastbound on I-40 out into Fayette County here passing 269. Hey, don't let the slipping transmission make things worse on your car or truck. Having transmission problems, it's okay. Come to Amco Transmissions, 2 locations here in Memphis. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Memphis's original sports station. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, 7450 Highway 64 in Bartlett. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our third and final hour. And, it's been a busy week with the draft and kind of everything going on in the NBA. We haven't had a ton of time to talk about what's happening with college football and this new kind of update to this bill that they're trying to get through Congress, the Protect College Sports Act, and the change that they made that has an effect on realignment. Now a lot of Tiger fans kind of worried about what this could mean for the program moving forward, as obviously that goal is to be in a Power 4 conference. But obviously Memphis isn't the only one. There's a lot of teams out there that have that aspiration to move up to the Power 4 and feel like this could completely block them out. I know Yahoo did a big story about either today or yesterday about that idea of these group of 6 teams being blocked out of any future realignment.
Well, that's the fear, but I am glad that Coach Huff is out there openly talking the 28th season. So this year and next, I had my math off a little yesterday with Greg, 2 more years on the field in the American if Coach Huff is right. And I think that is aspirational, and I think that is positive. And not that unrealistic, because we know with conference realignment, it's always a bolt of lightning. It's very few early warning shots sent. We've had none. This may be the quietest period we've been in a long time, and that's usually right before it hits, it really gets loud. We're in a mode like this. I think the yeas and nays are next week in the United States Senate on the Cruz-Cantwell bill, and I think it will very narrowly pass. Everything kind of very narrowly passes these days. I don't think, boy, I hope not. I don't think we got to have the vice president on standby to break a tiebreaker on a college sports bill.
That'd be something.
But we could, and with his home state of Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of different constituencies, Maria Cantwell's out there kind of going against UW, against Washington. And when Washington State, those great people at Washington State, when they got the news this week that could maybe block them out, she's kind of turning around a little bit because she likes to get votes in Eastern Washington as well. And a lot of those people that I was around last year in Oxford, they were all very much for the secession movement and being part of Idaho.
Whoa. Interesting.
And that's where Pullman is located.
Yeah, interesting. Huh.
So she may not have a lot of votes.
Maybe not.
But Ted Cruz, he's got those 2 big ones in Texas and Texas A&M, but he has said many times, I have Houston and SMU and Baylor and Texas State and UTEP and all those others that we can't just let college football go away for just two.
Sure.
I think it will pass. No chance in the House. I don't think there's any chance of hitting the president's desk for a signature. If it gets there, he's signing it.
Oh, absolutely.
He's signing it. He very much, and we saw it in that Friday afternoon symposium back earlier in the year, he kind of, and with Nick Saban and with Tommy Tuberville, Senator Tuberville, they want to take one giant step back to 1989 college football. I just don't think that's realistic, but that's kind of what they want to do. All that said, this may end up helping the Tigers, because if it passed, and it looked like it was going to pass in the House, and it's going to get signed, that may move these conferences to let's do it now while we still can before the window shuts, and turn into Cannonball Express.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely could. Like you said, if we get to kind of the idea that it's happening, I do think you'll see some conferences really get down to the table and say, what do we need to do? Even if we, have the just slightest urge or idea that maybe we need to add more teams, and we need to go ahead and do it right now.
Clemson and FSU won't out.
No, definitely do. And that's another thing. Regardless of what happens here with this, with what we know is going to happen in the ACC once that 2030 hits, I would not be surprised at all if the ACC wants to try to get ahead of the game, and maybe that idea of 2028, start maybe bringing in a couple of teams to try to sure things up so that, hey, when Team X, Team Y, Team Z leaves, hey, we still got a lot of teams. We're still in a good spot. All you other teams, y'all don't need to run and try to find new homes, because we've got a good thing going here. I mean, you saw what happened in the Pac-12. You just mentioned Washington State, where a couple teams start saying, hey, we're going to go to the Big Ten. Then the whole conference starts freaking out of, okay, we've got to group and try to get into the Big Ten. All the rest of us, we need to group and get to the Big 12. And then Washington State and Oregon State are sitting there going, what do we do? I mean, we're just sitting here.
What about us?
And now it's taken them a couple years to really even get the Pac-12
Doesn't
restarted.
Oregon State open against each other this year? Or
They
very
might.
early?
Yes, they are very early. I don't know. Let's see.
And that's not when college.
No.
That's not when they want that game.
Absolutely not.
But other than 2021 with the Texas and Oklahoma announcement, and a lot of that, I want to give credit. I can't remember the writer's name that broke it. I want to give him credit at the Houston Chronicle. He broke it. He had it. He nailed it.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was for, remember, no SEC media days, no college football media days anywhere in 2020. The SEC wanted a splash at media days that week.
Absolutely.
Now, the mistake I made, and I will never, ever make it again, and I will ask Commissioner Greg Sankey when we have him on, where do you stand on expansion? If North Carolina and Virginia called and wanted in, what would you do?
Yeah.
Because that year, I just didn't have my thinking cap on that. Usually we have him on Wednesday. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Usually around Wednesday. That year they said, I go to his assistant, his booker, a lovely person, and she said, we're not doing anything on Wednesday. I should have had my antenna up a little more. I didn't. And so I had him Tuesday and failed to ask him. And George told me, don't ever be here and not ask about expansion. Well, I did. I did not ask. I wonder what his answer would.
I was just about to ask, what do you think he would have answered?
I don't think he would have confirmed it.
No,
but I don't think Greg would have just ball-faced lied to me.
No.
I don't.
I'd be really if
I would love to hear the diplomatic answer.
If there's ever time travel, if we ever figure that out, that might be where I try time travel back to.
Maybe I should ask him that, what his answer would be. I think it would be, we're always looking, a lot of people are interested, etc. I know one year, George, and they were very, very, very close friends, away from work and business and everything. He asked the late, great Mike Slive about expansion to 16, from 12 to 16. And in one of the great head fakes ever, everything was rolling with Mizzou and A&M, and he did not tell a fib to his good friend. But he did say, he goes, why 4 teams? Why's it got to be 4 teams? and we didn't put it together. Then later that August, Rick Perry out running for president gave the news up about A&M and Mizzou.
Wow.
So you hardly ever see it coming, but it's always out there. It's always in the works. I think the SEC, if they had to expand, they would love North Carolina and Virginia. They wouldn't even be forced into that. They would love that. But they don't want to split up this current pot.
Right.
If you can be guaranteed of new earnings, new growth, you would do it. Well, you lose those two. You lose Clemson and Florida State, I think, to being warm weather teams in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Well, that's 4 spots. The Tigers get one of those.
Yeah. No, I think they absolutely would. Yeah, I mean, and I think the other thing
and this FedEx money that might be freed up from PGA Tour marketing and sponsorship. There you go.
No, I think that definitely helps, and obviously FedEx has been very kind to the Tigers recently, and I think that would continue if there's that opportunity to get to a power conference. I think especially after what we saw last year with the Big 12 and that pitch and trying to buy the way into the conference.
That was a gut punch.
It was.
It was the all-timer.
It was.
It was lower than the guts.
Well, yes, it was. But the reaction to that nationally of, oh, man, Memphis trying to buy their way in and still got told no.
The national reaction of just having sand kicked in our collective faces. That was the punch.
Sure. But why I bring that up is because I do not think, even though Charles Huff was not around then, even though he's brand new, trying to be very positive, I do not think he would be as upfront about that if there weren't at least conversations happening. If there wasn't, the athletic department is telling him, look, we're trying everything we can. We think we're in a good place. Now, that doesn't mean anything. All these athletic departments think they're in a good place for things. But I don't think he would just be out here, man, I just want to be selling the good, the hope, the good fortunes.
But not mislead anyone.
No. And I just don't think he would do that unless he felt like the Tigers were going to be in a good spot to do that. And so I do think there are a couple of different ways that I think they could be either in a new conference or very close to being on the move to a new conference by that 2028, 2029, whether it is something with the ACC or maybe Big 12. I don't know what it would look like.
And to some of the detractors, to some of the critics of it, would he really want to be? How much of the ACC are you in if North Carolina and Virginia and Clemson and Florida State are gone? Well, it beats the heck out of where you are now.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, the other thing is there were a lot of people that said go join the Pac-12, and I would say with the remaining team in the ACC, I think that would still be better than what that current Pac-12 is.
I know it would be.
Yeah. So I think it would be a really good option. It would certainly be a move I think you would have to make if you were the Tigers. So
you would have to make that move, and what it would do for scheduling, what it would do for both football and basketball scheduling.
No, definitely. No, it would be.
I mean, the idea of even back SMU, back regularly, annually, real rival, back with U of L.
Yeah, no, it would be a lot of fun, I think, and so hopefully, that
maybe
can
back to the Metro with Virginia and Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech.
Who knows? We've got the new Metro now, so you got to be careful with what type of Metro you're talking about starting.
We know the Metro.
The fall here. Yeah, no, we know the real Metro. That Oregon State game you brought up.
I don't know about the road trip to Berkeley, but
well, yeah, that's a little different. Week 2 for Oregon and Oregon State.
Okay,
that's wrong. I completely looked at that wrong. That's Oklahoma State. I just saw the orange and went with it and saw State. They don't play Oregon State this year.
They don't
in football. Nope.
What about Washington State?
Let's see.
So Oregon State don't play at all.
Oregon State and Oregon not on the schedule. Let's see for Washington. Schedule.
Earlier at all.
Let's see. So this is I think you just got your Pac-12 teams confused because week 1, Washington and Washington State, the Apple Cup.
It's Apple Cup
on September 6th. So
that's the Sunday afternoon leading into Notre Dame and Wisconsin on NBC and Ole Miss and Louisville on ESPN.
That's exactly right.
That's a good Sunday afternoon game.
It is. It really is. Yeah.
I think we need one more that Sunday, but we're not getting it.
Yeah, I would.
We need for sure one. We need a game Monday afternoon, and we're not getting it.
Definitely not. But yeah, you're right. So that game will be on NBC. So you'll get the doubleheader on NBC with Washington State, Washington, and
Notre
Wisconsin.
Dame. Wisconsin's going to maul Ole Miss and Louisville in the ratings. Yeah, mauling.
It is. It definitely is.
And with the Ole Miss 45-14 win over Louisville, everybody's going to turn it.
No, that is true. Well, if you wanna go see a college football game, it will be a lot less expensive to go to see Louisville Ole Miss than it will be Wisconsin Notre Dame. So got that going for them. $236 right now. The get-in price for Wisconsin Notre Dame.
Is it really? That's at Lambeau,
says.
Right?
That's right, at Lambeau Field. So that will be a lot of fun. SMU and SMU and Florida State
Monday night,
$35 to get in the door. How about that?
In Tallahassee,
go see some football. Times are tough down in Tallahassee. I mean, not a lot of expectations.
That makes the hot seat hotter for Michael
does.
Vick.
And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But it is.
I don't know who after him, Mr. Wright at Florida State would be.
I have no idea.
I really do. And I've said this a couple times since Mike Norvell has worked his way onto that hot seat. It just screams what a great job Coach Bobby Bowden did.
Oh, yeah.
To make them that relevant, that big of a power player with all that competition at a place that forever hamstrung with finances.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, it's impressive. And so, we'll see what it looks like, but that is not an easy first game for Florida State.
No, it's not.
SMU. That will be really, really. How about this? To make matters worse, you talked about kicking that dirt in the face. To kick more dirt in the face of Florida State after saying you can get in for just $35 on the road. SMU is a 2.5-point favorite right now. Now I question why we have Week 1 odds out on June 26th, but that's what the odds are right now. So not great.
A real pasting that night. Norvell wouldn't be out after one game, would he?
I don't think one game, but boy, that hot seat, it gets all the way turned up if that's the case. I mean, it would be, because I don't think you fire them after the first game, because then it would just be like, you should have just done it in the offseason. I mean, you should have just,
full out of control.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be more, there would be more.
Might be players trying to get out of there and save eligibility. No, they would not. The answer is no, they would not.
Well, I don't know. And now,
that's not game one for them. They open week 0.
That's right.
Against New Mexico State.
Oh, how about that? So, ooh.
Don't start 0-2.
Yeah, no. Yeah, at 6:00 on the CW. So yeah, that's I thought that was weird. A Week 1 game against. I mean, it still is weird. It's a Week 1 conference game, but
home against New Mexico State, home against SMU, open day at Bama. That's rough.
Oh my gosh. Well, you better put her on New Mexico State Week 1 or Week 0.
Sure, better.
Yeah, that's and
just win by 1 against SMU.
Vegas thinks they will. 30.5-point favorite over New Mexico State for Week 0.
I like the points. I'll just tell you. I don't know if that's my...
Again, June 26th. I don't know if I want to...
I don't know if that's my shock.
Yeah, well, hey, keep it
We won't make picks Friday the 29th.
No,
Friday the 28th. We will the following Friday.
We still might make picks on Memphis UNLV. It might not count for anything.
Well, we will, and we will be doing Tiger W's and L's that Friday, the 28th.
A little early because of that Week 0 game. Speaking of the Tigers, you have that Phil Steele in front of you. You mentioned it earlier when we started the show. Phil a little down on the Tigers.
Yeah, he really is.
He has them to finish 6th in the American Conference, which is the lowest of any of the preseason magazines. I would say, safe to say, lowest by pretty much most outlets out there that it would do preseason conference predictions. You look at the odds and everything. I think,
what would that be, wins, losses to finish 6th?
Well, I think you can look back to last year. And
8-4?
Yeah, then they finished about 6th. There were ties in there, so I don't know exactly how it would fall out, but
remember,
they were
I
right
said
around
with
there.
Greg, my baseline's 8-4. That's the very lowest I would go with the Tigers.
Yeah.
I'm not as summertime bullish as the last 2 years. I've been burned.
Yeah.
Was burned by a guy that got an SEC job out of burning me.
It's crazy.
It is.
Still don't really believe it, but good for him.
I don't either.
Good for him. Yeah.
And Phil Steele's write-up, it says that the conversation around Ryan Silverfield to Arkansas may have affected this team. I didn't feel that much Ryan Silverfield to Arkansas talk during the year last year. Did you? I know when they won here against them, that got their attention. And I mentioned that's what famously, playing UCLA got J.D. Morgan's attention about Gene Bartow.
I think there were a lot of people that after the season tried to maybe put that together and say that maybe there was talks going on behind the scenes and maybe there was a disconnect. I don't know one way or the other.
Talking Rhett Lashley.
Sure. But, I think people are more putting together you look at, when all the trouble started happening, that, UAB game, and then how it certainly ended the rest of the season. I think a lot of teams can say that if the season falls apart when you were at one point 8-1, and a lot of people thinking, you even with that loss to UAB, that you could still be in a good spot to make the college football playoffs. When you're in that spot and then you don't win another game the rest of the season, I think it's easy to kind of connect the dots and try to paint it to say, oh, well, the talk of him getting that job, the play, he knew about it, he was interviewing, whatever it might be. I don't know what I would say about that. I don't necessarily believe it. I don't know if I really buy into it, but who knows? I mean, Phil Steele certainly does his homework.
Memphis 67-14 since 2012 at home.
It's impressive, really impressive, and they talk about it all the time about just how good they are at home and how much of an impact it has for them to play inside Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. And now we know with all the upgrades that are coming and that we'll see in that first home game against Arkansas State. It sounds like it will be even more of a party at home games. So.
Last 12 years.
Yeah.
So that would be 67-14.
Yeah.
Bryant. We all know around here that's coming a million miles for a program.
It absolutely is.
The work put in by Fuente, by Mike Norvell, and Ryan Silverfield. We wanted more.
Yeah. And they're doing it, and they've done it. So
that's how he got me the last two summers.
Well, that's exactly right. So, one thing I'll say about Phil Steele is he puts a lot of emphasis on offensive line.
It's his holy grail. It always has been.
And I would say that the Memphis offensive line
now it just starts anywhere. It used to be as a unit.
Right. Yeah, now you can't do that. No. Starts as a unit. But I would say, looking at, if you just took every single position group on the Tigers, I would say the offensive line probably has the most question marks. And so it doesn't surprise me, honestly, that Phil Steele has them. So I said earlier, I don't know exactly where it is on Memphis's page where he says it, but he says something, and it's a paragraph where it starts out as Memphis can contend in the conference, and it ends with they could take a step back from last year. So it's just that unknown, and I could very well see in this offensive line be really good, and in this team be really good. I could see this offensive line kind of struggle, and maybe you see some of those struggles on the offense, but I still feel like this defense is going to be really, really solid for the Tigers.
I know the returning starting quarterback has to have that good offensive line in front of him, but give me that rainmaker at quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Give me Magic Man, and we'll figure out the rest.
Yeah, and I think they've got a couple good options there, but it feels like I think a lot of people believe that Marcus Stokes will be the starting quarterback for the Tigers. It seems like you read the magazines or
the biggest Tiger quarterback question since when?
I guess
the year Seth started as a freshman.
Yeah, I guess that year. That was certainly a battle all the way up till the game,
and a real shocker.
It was, and if I remember correctly, he wasn't supposed to start that first game.
Real shocker.
The injury. What was that? Grant Gunnell. Didn't know I still had that in my head. So, yeah, I would say going back to that, that was
Gabe texted us that he had the information, but we couldn't even get near it.
No, definitely not.
He was out of the M Club.
Yes, that was, hey, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
That was a very smart move by him. But, yeah, so I'd say this is, certainly going back to then, maybe even more of a question mark. I really don't know. But it's huge, and I think
what's happening tonight in the college football universe.
I have
the big throwing contest display at the Manning Passing Academy of the college players.
Yeah, is that right?
And I've got fair friends and some that are very one-sided both ways. I want the legit read on Arch versus Trinidad.
Yes. Yeah, no, that'll be fun to watch. We know we'll get all the clips from it on social media and all that stuff. So
there are a lot of reporters there. I mean, a real credentialing process now.
Yeah, that's interesting.
At Nicholls State.
Good for Nicholls State.
The hottest place on earth this time of year.
Yeah, well, it really is. It's always fun every year when you see that, and then you get the overreactions, the underreactions from it, and it's just kind of another thing to talk about in the offseason of college football. But we're getting closer and closer. Like you said, July will be here next week, and then a week from then we'll have Big Ten media.
Tomorrow's 9 weeks.
It's crazy.
9 weeks.
Wow. So under the double-digit week. That's insane. That is wild. That's good to hear. Kind of scares me about how fast time's moving, but no, that is really, really fun to hear. But we're going to get to a break here in a second. Before we do that, let me remind you this third and final hour brought to you each and every afternoon by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet. The Dobbs family, an old established name, is back in the car business in Memphis. Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, located at 7850 Highway 64 in Bartlett, offering a full selection of new Chevrolets and quality used cars to meet every need and budget. Head out there today and check out those beautiful vehicles like the 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500, the 2026 Chevy Traverse, and the 2026 Chevy Equinox, a redesigned, rugged meets modern style vehicle with a 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder gas engine. At Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, it's fully transparent pricing, no hidden fees, no games, and they cover all your needs with their service department. Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet welcomes you to a new way of providing excellent customer service. Their great team is ready to put you in your next great vehicle. So head out to Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet in Bartlett, 7850 Highway 64, open Monday through Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can check those vehicles out online at DobbsBrothersChevy.com, but make sure you go out there, see them in person, test drive them at Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet of Bartlett. Well, let's get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk about what's trending.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube. Watch and listen every day at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Top Gun is the largest indoor range in the Mid-South, but size isn't their only difference. Top Gun has the best instructors with over 300 years combined experience and classes all the way from first shot to master marksmanship. Plus, Top Gun is affordable. Gold membership is just $48 a month. That's just $1.60 a day for unlimited range time, free gun rentals with purchase of ammo, and members lounge access. Top Gun, 2770 Witten Road and TopGunMemphis.com. Always shoot with the best. Top Gun Memphis.
Chris Price here with Metro Builders. If you were anywhere in the Mid-South lately, you felt it. High winds, hail, and storms rolling through hard. And here's the truth. If your roof took a hit, you may not see it yet. Hail and wind damage shingles can compromise your roof, opening the door for water intrusion. And once it gets in, the damage spreads fast. Ceilings, walls, insulation, even mold. That's why the sooner we inspect, the less damage you risk. Right now, Metro Builders has teams all over Memphis performing free inspections, handling same-day repairs, and providing emergency water mitigation services if needed. We'll show you exactly what we see, document everything, and help you take action before a small problem becomes a big one. Don't wait until you see water inside. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717, or book your inspection online at MetroBuildersMemphis.com. That's Metro Builders Memphis. We don't just build, we build world class.
Need a new ride? We got it covered during the summer sticker sales event at Gossett Kia on the Pike. 2026 Kia K4 LXS now $229 a month. 24-month lease, $34.99 due at signing. 2026 Kia Sorento LX, we got it at $297 a month. And 2027 Kia Telluride S, only $449 a month. Both 24-month lease, $39.99 due at signing. Plus, you'll find the all-new 2026 EV9, $12,000 off MSRP or 0% for 60 months available. And every Gossett Kia comes with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Come see Bobby J and get your new Kia today at Gossett Kia. 1900 Covington Pike, online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
K4 TE 349,980, MSRP 24,825. Sorrento TG 453,494, MSRP 34,280. Telluride VG 005,288, MSRP 44,510. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 895 must finance through KFA. Excludes tax filing license with approved credit dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 6/30/26.
Your home is your best investment, so why not make it the best it can be with help from Gates Lumber? Start with your front door, serving two purposes: curb appeal and security. Gates has solid construction doors built for security, durability, and beauty. See and compare wood, steel, and fiberglass options side by side at Gates Showroom. It's easier to choose when you can see and touch real doors with real assistance from knowledgeable staff helping you choose the right door for your home and budget. So don't just replace your door, upgrade your protection, and Gates Lumber is the right choice. Family owned and operated, serving you for over 100 years with free estimates, free delivery, competitive prices, and quality products. Call 901-942-3201, go to gateslumber.com, or come by their showroom, 1253 South Bellevue Boulevard. Gates Lumber, celebrating over 100 years with a passion for craftsmanship since 1920.
This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors, and I may be Mr. Three-Putt and known as the worst golfer in town, but I do sell some houses for people. There are 7 keys to selling your home quickly for a really good price. First, call or email me to find out about my highly successful strategic marketing program that can help you sell your home quickly at a good price. I guide people what to do and what not to do to prepare to beat your competition. I mentioned 7 keys. Well, if you call me first, you don't need the other 6. Find out why people often say that when you want the job done, call Sheldon. I may be the horrible golfer that people talk about, but I don't fool around when it involves your biggest investment. I'm here to provide answers and good advice to help you. You can reach me at 483-0546 or email me at shellrose@memphisrelocate.com. That's right, relocate is in my name. That's shellrose@memphisrelocate.com or 483-0546.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawald Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawald is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Sports 56 traffic.
Well, good afternoon. It's heavy out here where you would expect, especially on 240 eastbound here coming past Mill Branch, getting on the 385 Bill Morris Parkway. Expect more volume there in the next 15-20 minutes, pushing out towards the Collierville area down Bill Morris. It's busy over here, but it's moving on I-40 around Warford and Hollywood through that road work. Hey, check out the animals that are available for adoption this weekend at the Humane Society of Memphis Shelby County. Check out their website at memphishumane.org. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet at 7450 Highway 64 in Bartlett. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we've got about 30 minutes left in today's show. 30 minutes left in this week. Got to talk about what's trending and a lot of things trending right now around the world of sports. I saw this story. I just saw it, so I don't know what it says. So we're all going to find out together. But there's a story. I can assume what it says. There's a story over on... Oh, wow, this is just the East. Never mind. Wow, that was a big build-up for nothing. Sam Quinn over at CBS Sports has a story, biggest questions for every team. But this was just the East, so obviously it didn't have the Grizzlies in it. But I can assume what the Grizzlies
What's the biggest question for the Celtics?
Biggest question for the Celtics? That's a great question. Where is Jaylen Brown going? Well, that's a good one.
Is he going?
What do you think? Because I think he is, but I don't know.
I heard Jay Ham make a great comment about it today. For years, we've been hearing they can't play together, they can't win together, then they win it all together. Now they can't play together again.
Yeah. Well, but that
and he thinks he goes nowhere. They're back and add some pieces. I tell you who they missed was Al Horford.
Oh, they definitely did. Well, and you know, obviously it wouldn't have changed the end because he was in there, but I mean, Tatum not being there all season certainly made a difference. And I think that was really
that was an ugly exit.
It was horrible. But I do think part of this has been, I think people want to act like, and maybe it's true, that Jaylen Brown was like completely unlocked when Jason Tatum wasn't out on the court. And so now that he's back, it's kind of like, that's why that question kind of comes back. Can they play together? I think the reason I don't think he's back and that they end up moving him is just because, one, I think you can get some nice pieces in return. I think it could free up some space, and maybe you can go a different direction. But also, for a player, and he's a professional, but you just told everybody in the league that you are completely fine trading him.
Yeah.
And then got all the way up to the deadline of Milwaukee making a deal. And then, okay, they didn't accept our deal. I mean, it's very hard, I think, to come back from that and go, everything's fine, we're good, we love you, man, and go into a new season.
And Keith Smith said with us yesterday, it would be one of the more unpopular trades ever.
Yeah.
I didn't ask him, but I wonder if it would be in the ballpark with dealing Marcus Smart.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question.
I know for him, he how much he loved Marcus Smart.
Oh yeah, it seems like the entire fan base up there really loved Marcus Smart. So yeah, I mean, I think it would be right up there. Let's see, this is.
But if you trade Jaylen Brown, he's going to go somewhere where there's another star somewhat commensurate to Tatum.
Yeah.
Then the questions are going to start. Can they get along?
Yeah, and I think those questions are silly. I think
I didn't mean to go 6'7" over
there you go. You threw that out there.
Men in blazers, 6'7".
I mean, you're really just shocking me today. I'll be completely honest. But
you don't know me anymore, do you?
No, not at all. You went to Kansas City, came back a changed man.
Yeah, what happened to me?
Honestly, but. I think that's. I mean, this team won an NBA Finals together. Like, I mean, the questions that they can't play together.
And for most of the year this year, Missoula was Coach of the Year.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And then, very ugly at the end. But I like you said, wherever he goes, it would be with another star. And so I just don't know what team would be out there that would kind of be in that mark, because I don't think you just trade him to a bottom dweller.
Why is Dallas always the team mentioned for anyone? What about Dallas? How about Dallas? For LeBron, for Brown, for anyone?
That's a really good question. I haven't even really thought about Dallas as a trade partner for Boston. That's a good question. I mean, obviously when you have, we did the same thing with Wemby. And
give me the Knicks. What do they need?
Okay, let me find it back. I got too deep into the looking at Jaylen Brown trades, but I do think before we pass on the Dallas, I do think a lot of it is because of Cooper Flagg. I mean, you've got that young sensation there. It becomes people are going to want to play with him. It was the same thing with Wemby
and the no taxes.
That's another thing. I mean, it's nice to be down there. The Knicks, are they really dead set on ducking the second apron?
Yes.
It feels like it.
Listen to Jimmy Dolan.
I was about to say they seem to make it clear. But I mean, I guess the pushback to that would be, I mean, they could say that right now, but if they look and hey, we could repeat this if we just go over the second apron.
Get ready for it. He's going more tight-fisted, frugal, shining pennies as a hobby than ever. Yeah. He's got he's had his parade. I don't think he wants to pay for a dynasty.
No.
I mean, he can go to every renewal and raise it 40% starting now.
Yeah.
On skyboxes, suites, bulk tickets, everything.
Yeah. No, I mean,
signage, part, everything.
Everything's going up. Everything is really, really going up. And so, yeah, I mean, if you listen to everything he says, then I think we know the answer to that.
I mean, there are some that want to win it every year. I think he just wanted one.
Yeah, and he got his. And so I think he.
There was a time I thought Jerry Jones was, I want to win it every year.
Well, I wish he was. That'd be great. Just give me one. I'd be.
Have you ever seen on NFL Network A Football Life on Troy Aikman?
I have not seen that one. I've seen A Football Life. I haven't seen.
I watched it last night. It's great.
Yeah, well, they're really good.
And driving out to Norman this year, I had plenty of time that Thursday. Yeah, that Thursday. And I drove through, it's right on I-40, right? I got off and went through Henrietta and went out to his high school stadium. And in that last night, he tells the story that he was bigger than all of his offensive linemen in high school. He said he didn't have a single lineman close to his size.
Oh, that's
but
hilarious.
That size, that speed, that arm.
Yeah, you see that every now and then.
Almost signed out of high school with Jimmy Johnson at Oklahoma State.
Oh, wow.
Then when he breaks his leg and Jamel Holloway comes in and he's out, before he transfers to UCLA, Jimmy Johnson wanted him at Miami.
Wow.
And he had turned him down twice before he made him the number 1 overall pick.
Interesting. Holy cow. So, yeah, a lot of connections there. I got to go watch that because, like I said, I mean, they do a great job with those. I just haven't seen that
They're so good.
Yeah, they are. They're really good. And it passes the time kind of when you get to the dead of off season. They roll through those like every day.
Troy Aikman, State of Oklahoma champion, typist.
Huh. Interesting.
His mother was the editor of the local newspaper and would lay it out and was expert typist.
Interesting.
So she made him take or taught him through the years how to and made him take typing. And they said, everybody else is just, one finger, and he was just whiz kid at it.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Also, penmanship. The best you've ever seen from anyone, especially guys, ever.
I would never be confused with someone with great penmanship.
I mean, just anything. Any note he makes looks like a calligraphy.
Interesting. Yeah. No penmanship to mine.
No.
You
see mine.
I think we're simpatico in that. But I took a typing class in high school. Glad I did.
I did too.
It really helped me. Now, a lot of other people, they didn't pay much attention to it in there. But I was a good student. Well, not really, but I was okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
In typing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Some other news out there. I'm not going to go into detail on this news, but things are going from bad to worse for Phil Mickelson as now he is accused of showing an explicit picture to the ex-wife of Pat Perez in 2015. As I don't know why that came out today, but I have now seen a couple
He's
of
only
headlines
known
with
and
that.
been friends with Pat Perez since they were about 10 years old.
Yeah.
Played golf in Southern California against each other forever. It has gotten particularly ugly.
Mm-hmm. It has.
What a fall.
Yeah, no, it really is. So it looks like
he brought sports back after COVID.
Oh, he definitely did.
That tournament in South Carolina at Kiowa, him winning the PGA, that brought sports back.
No, it absolutely did. So I'm looking at this. It looks like, obviously, with that news, what was that, last week that news came out of him at the golf club?
Being tossed.
No,
mid-round.
not really at all. So it looks like now Alan Shipnuck, who I guess this is his website. I don't know what this is.
He's got all the scoop.
He has put out just today, and I'm guessing recently, exclusive Phil Mickelson's long history of misconduct. Interviews with 19 sources reveal 2 incidents of lewd language and unwanted advances.
This is like Tiger.
Yeah.
When we hear nothing and then we hear everything.
And then we hear everything. So I obviously have not read this. I've just seen, in the last 30 minutes, these headlines, but doesn't look like it's good stuff in here for Phil Mickelson.
Hey, everybody, June is all about baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and a new All-Star Chevrolet from All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch. First exit on Highway 78. Take Graff Goodman Road, and you're there for staycation or vacation. It starts in Olive Branch. How low can your payment go? Come to All-Star and see what 0% financing for 5 years on all the new Silverados will do for you. Your good credit deserves it. And Drew DePriest and his team, they deliver on it. Military, first responders, extra $500 bonus. All-Star Chevy with pre-owned makes and models for any budget, priced in the 10s, 15s, or 20s. Go big with a Tahoe, Traverse, or go with a Traverse with a third row seat. Corvette Stingray, pre-owned Silverados, they always have those. For all your commercial and fleet needs, All-Star Chevy is the top-rated business elite dealer. Express cargo and express passenger vans right there in Olive Branch. If you have any vehicle you want to sell, bring it to All-Star first thing tomorrow morning and get the most money back for it, whether you bought it there or not. Don't miss the best sale of summer event going on now in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet. For more information, you can always go to allstarautogroup.com.
Well, let's get to our final break of the day. When we return, we'll wrap up today's show. We'll wrap up this week with Moe's Crunch Time.
Did you miss your favorite Sports 56 show?
No!
Check out the podcast, broken down hourly at sports56whbq.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to like and subscribe. Never miss any Sports 56 show again with our podcasts available daily from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Huey's has been serving the Memphis community since 1970. In this local, family-owned restaurant, you'll find a casual setting and laid-back atmosphere where entertainment includes writing on graffiti walls and listening to live music every Sunday. Huey's has been voted best burger in Memphis every year since 1984 and most kid-friendly for more than 30 years. With 10 locations across Memphis and North Mississippi, there's sure to be a Huey's close by. Huey's Restaurants, blues, brews, and burgers for over 55 years.
Hey everybody, June is about baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and a new All-Star Chevrolet. Because staycation or vacation, it begins right here in Olive Branch. So let's see how low your payments can go. Come to All-Star and see what 0% financing for 5 years on all these new Silverados will do for you. Because your good credit deserves it. Military and first responders, you get an extra $500 bonus. And All-Star Chevrolet has pre-owned makes and models for any budget. Price in the 10s, 15s, or 20s. Or you can go big with a Tahoe, Traverse with the third row seating, Corvette Stingray. Oh yeah, pre-owned Silverados, they always got them. And for your commercial and fleet needs, All-Star Chevy is a top-rated business elite dealer. Express cargo and express passenger vans, they are there in Olive Branch. And if you have any vehicle you want to sell, bring it here to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch and get the most money for it today. Together, let's drive. Don't miss the best sale of the summer event going on right now in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet, or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Hey, you ready to bang? Bangers Pickleball in South Haven is now open with 10 courts, a restaurant, and 3 bars. New to pickleball? No problem. Take a free Bangers 101 class to learn. Bangers offers a great time for everyone, and there's no membership required. Bangers even has events for you non-pickleballers like mahjong, trivia, whiskey, and wine tasting. Bangers Pickleball has it all. All the rage, all the fun, all for you. Please dink responsibly at Bangers Pickleball, 6787 Snowden Lane, South Haven, Mississippi. Let's bang.
At Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike, it's the Volkswagen Driver Days event, and it's drivers wanted. If you're looking for sporty, we Gossett 2026 Jetta S. Just $249 a month, $249 a month for Jetta S. Luxury just got a new definition in 2026 Tiguan 2.0 TS. Now $269 a month. Brand new Tiguan S, $269 a month. And right now, Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike's got 2026 Atlas SE, only $329 a month. That's only $329 a month for a brand new Atlas SE. Ready for a new ride? We got you covered at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike, 1875 Covington Pike, or shop online anytime at GossettVWMemphis.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Atlas TC 564,681, MSRP 41,911, Jetta TMO 312,217, MSRP 25,791, Tiguan TMO 43,763, MSRP 32,881. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must be financed through Volkswagen Credit PF 895. Excludes tax title license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer in 6/30/26 dealer stock only.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, 7450 Highway 64 in Bartlett. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
This is pretty cool, and we're just getting started.
Spanning the globe.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy!
This game has always been called the world's greatest cocktail party. Do you know what is going to happen here tonight?
This is for all the biggest crunch time.
You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that? Crunch time between the hedges.
The ball game is over, and Memphis has its first win in 16 tries. Its first win ever against its fierce in-state rival Tennessee.
Goodbye!
It's obviously crunch time.
Hammer, nail, coffin. This baby is over.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need a crunchy bite to eat? Head to Moe's for nachos, crunch wraps, tacos, salads, and more. Moe's.com is your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies. Well, Brett, What I learned today, a lot that we have learned over these last couple of hours, honestly, with news coming out. But I go back to earlier this morning, the reports out there that say Detroit does not look to move on from Jalen Duren, which I think is good news. That's the smart move. That's the right move. You talked about it. We talk about it in all these sports where obviously the playoffs are very important. The postseason is very important, but a lot of times we attach a lot of our takes and decisions as fans and people who watch the sport of what happens in the playoffs. And it makes a lot of sense. It's the most recent thing we've seen, and it's the most important thing. And so obviously Jalen Duren did not perform up to anybody's standard in the postseason, but you go back and look what he did in the regular season. He was phenomenal, an all-star caliber center, and he's still pretty young in terms of NBA talk. So I think he'll get better. I think it was always going to end this way, but glad to see that at least right now, Detroit planning on bringing him back next year.
What I learned, the United States advanced to the 32-team knockout stage. Everybody would have taken that before this started. That's all that really matters. Last night started with a real good bang and ended with a Turkey's finest moment since being Turkiya. Who cares about last night? Go have your fun, Turkiya, and try shopping at your local Turkiya dealership. Sounds like a car dealer, doesn't it? Kia.
You do not like the change of Turkey.
But
and
if you
Turkey.
notice, Bruce Marshall, he goes by. Oh man! I mean, call Germany Deutschland, Spain España.
No, he's all over it. He is.
So he's ahead of all the people.
I love it. No, I can't get that far. I'll just try to read what's on my sheet, on my screen.
No, he went Deutschland for Germany.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that's dedicated right there. I mean, that is good stuff. What I could have done without today, this story coming out earlier, Action News 5, the first to report it, Memphis defensive lineman Chris Stokes, who transferred here from Southern Miss. He has been dismissed from the team following an arrest. According to those reports from Action News 5, he was pulled over last night, was asked for his license and registration. He informed the officer that his license and registration were in a book bag in the back seat, and gave them permission to go and grab it. When they opened the bag, according to reports, there was a gun in the bag. So he was arrested last night, and then the statement from the school said they're aware of the situation, and then also added that he has been removed from the football team. This is a guy that followed Coach Huff from Marshall to Southern Miss, now to Memphis. It sounds like after that incident last night, he will no longer be a part of the program.
I could have done without this, the halfway point. Well, it was enough for billionaire Steve Cohen, not the congressman, but the owner of the Mets, to fire Carlos Mendoza. 34-47 at the halfway point. Almost $400 million payroll in a town where the Yankees are the kings, the Knicks are the champs, and you have two NFL teams. You can't fall too far back.
No, you definitely cannot. And it reaches a point where you got to make a move. Where are you beaming tonight?
Cubs at Milwaukee. Brewers are what the Cubs were supposed to be.
Yeah.
And they kind of always are. Mizorowski, he will make it miserable for the Cubs tonight. 1.45 ERA entering tonight's play.
Well, Brett, I could go a lot of different places where I'm beaming tonight, but nothing got me more excited today than Bruce Marshall talking about this New Zealand and Belgium game at 10 o'clock on Fox. He's saying, bet the spread, New Zealand plus 2.5. I don't know why, but that fires me up. Beam me there later tonight, 10 o'clock on Fox.
Where?
I actually don't know where that game is. I told you earlier in this process.
BBC just knows where to take you?
I put in the game, and it takes me exactly where I need to be. But if you need to know where that game is later tonight, it is in Vancouver, Canada.
Wow.
Do I have to have my passport for the beaming machine?
Golf at the Travelers this weekend. All weekend of Baseball World Cup starts round of 32 on Sunday at SoFi. All three countries hosting in North America all made the 32.
Yeah, that's definitely fun to see, but I know a lot of Canadians upset because their first game not in Canada, so outside of where they thought they would be. But a lot to watch tonight. Like Brett said, a lot to watch this weekend. Should be a lot of fun. So enjoy the weekend. That's all the time we have. We'll talk to you again on Monday.